I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, wow. We're live. It's the last party of the weekend. You're listening to 10 Drink Minimum. My name is Chris. Let me pull that camera close to me. And with us always is Holly and Bird.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Nice. That's fun. And then let me see if I got this one right. Smiley is with us.
Oh, there I am.
Yeah. There he is. And then we have two special guests with us today. There they are. We have Sarah and Kelly. Let's see, make sure everybody's lit up here. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Let me pull that one. Now talking to that.
Okay.
You're going to have to pull that mic up.
Pull it up.
Actually. No,
No,
it's
like
gotta
straight
go
up and down.
No.
Sorry,
Straight up and down like
Yeah.
that, and then down. There you go. Oh, but
Okay.
tighten it.
Yeah.
I know, we're getting there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. And then pull it to you. There you go. Yay.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Yay.
Yes. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. So, wow, I'm all. That was like a getting everybody started kind of thing. How is everybody
A
doing?
10-drink marathon.
A 10-drink marathon. But it's actually nice outside. It's really fucking nice
It's
outside.
really nice.
I turn that mic up here. And I looked in my car, it's at 81, and I'm like,
Holy moly.
didn't it like snow
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a couple days ago?
Very normal.
Yeah. Let me make sure I got everything. There we go. I don't know. Something's not there, but Smiley, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
So why do you use Lyft still? I have to ask you.
As opposed to what?
Because Uber.
Uber.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I never used Uber. I would require having to download another app. There's
Okay.
a lot of reasons.
Well, they wanted 25% more from all the employees, so everyone left. So
Oh.
that's why you shouldn't use them. And I'm not saying because of the company's bad or whatever, but like no one's there.
I did notice that. I requested an Uber about half an hour ago.
Yeah.
I got here now
From
Yeah.
the Uber or from Lyft?
from Lyft. I told you I still don't have an Uber app.
But you just said Uber.
Oh, sorry.
You're confusing me. All right.
You know, it's like a whirlpool. You know,
All right. Doug
it's not a
Montoya.
jacuzzi.
All right. I got you. Oh, man.
Smiley.
So should we tell everyone what's going on or should we just wait?
Oh, it's up to you guys.
That's up to you. It's your deal.
Well, I want to hear how y'all's week has been.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Mine's been kind of fun.
Kind of fun.
I had a crazy weekend. And I thought about it. I did a retrospective last night. And so yesterday, Billy, my girlfriend, and I went to this food truck and beer festival at Balloon Fiesta, right? So we Uber out there, not Lyft, and
Sorry.
and we get dropped off, right? And like I don't know if you just don't have to do shit anymore. You could just lie. You don't have to give a fuck anymore about anything. So it said on the thing, like 50-something food trucks, which there probably was close to that. But then it said craft beers, local and national.
Oh.
Well, a craft beer is not Pabst Blue Ribbon. I'm sorry. Pabst Blue Ribbon is not a craft beer. I love it, no matter how much I love it. But like here were some of the beers that I saw. Shinerbach, PBR, Dos Equis,
Huh.
Coors Light,
Huh.
you know, and didn't really see any local craft beers from New Mexico.
Huh.
I actually don't think I saw
I
a
will
single one.
tell you that Hamster was very surprised that there was a craft beer something going on.
And
as a brewer, that's not good.
there was not
If
a
he
craft beer
doesn't
thing.
know that it's happening.
Yeah. We lift that mic up a little bit.
Yes.
There we go. And I'll tell him there was not a craft beer thing going on. But I'm not mad about that. I was not mad about that. It was fun. But they gave you, here's what was cool. Like they gave you like a little bracelet if you bought the $40 ticket and you got 3 little tabs on it. And for each tab was a beer.
Well, that's cool.
But
Uh-oh.
Are you going to get a 12-ounce PBR? Or are you going to go get a what do you call it? Dos Equis Michelada Tall Boy with mango?
Oh, dang.
That's what I'm going to do. So I will tell you, I did use my stroke as a 10 drink minimum host yesterday.
Nice.
We got one of those and then we came back and they were gone. And I told the lady, I'm like, you don't have any more of the tall boys? And she goes, no, we're out. So I see the guy who works for the distributorship and I'm all, hey man, what's up? And he's all, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. And I'm like, right? We're just looking for some tall boys around here. And he goes, oh, we got them in this. Oh, they're out. Let me go grab a whole bunch and refill it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so we got our tall boys in a roundabout
Nice.
way. But so then we're eating and my girlfriend comes back and she's like, oh wow, the band is really good. So it's an 80s cover band, right? And I go, oh, how do you know that they're good? I was like, was there a single middle-aged woman dancing awkwardly in front of the stage, like looking around? And she goes, how did you know? I was like, it's an 80s cover band. So we walk back over there and then there's like 5 of those ladies. You know what I'm talking about?
They must be in a really good
They're
band.
like,
Yeah, super good band.
well, the lead singer sounded like they did Heart and
Uh-huh.
he could hit the notes like Ann Wilson,
Wow.
Yeah.
you know? And if you looked at him, you would have never you'd have been like, guy with the t-shirt on, I would have never thought. So then later last night, Billy and Kayla and I, we go over to High and Dry to watch a 90s cover band.
Oh,
Whoa. You
So-
went on a journey through the decade.
Yeah.
So it was a tale of 2 cover bands. So then I'm sitting there kind of making fun of the people that are older than me. And then I'm like, oh shit, this is my future here. I'm going to be at the state fair listening to If You Step Back from That Ledge. And I'll be like, yeah.
Chris, I
I
hate to
will
tell you that,
rise.
but I feel like that band is already there.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
we're gonna see them at the state fair this year.
Well, and we were like, what are these guys going to play? 90s songs? Ha ha ha. Every song we were like, yes. Yes.
Speaking of 90s music, I was listening to like stuff that I love to listen to, and for the first time ever, Danny was like, what is this old person music?
no.
And I was like, no. We played the Spice Girls for her a few
Oh
months ago,
no.
and then she was like really into it, but then somebody was like, yeah, that's what moms listen to, and I was like, no.
That's not true. I just hung out with a bunch of teenage girls the other day. They love that shit.
Do they love
Good.
Spice Girls?
They do.
But
Good.
what about when it goes, who sucked out the feeling? What about that song? Super Drag. They played that outside, and I was like, oh my God. How crazy is that? Smiley, how was your week?
It was good. It was good. I had my birthday on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Happy
was-
birthday,
that was-
Smiley.
Had the thank you. I had the worst bowling score I've ever had.
Oh yeah, you bowled horribly.
That's a good birthday.
It was so embarrassing. I was like, I can crack 50 for sure. That's something I normally can do without. Nah, that did not happen.
Oh no.
But that's okay. I have a new low that I can overcome.
I feel like you have a new barrier to break, is what it is.
That is correct. That I was
Yeah.
like, okay, all right, see,
I found out
and
how old Smiley is.
oh yeah, I just said fuck it.
How old is Smiley?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say it on air. Jesus Christ, man.
I'll tell you.
I said it to all my friends.
It's okay to be 25.
in the privacy of a bowling alley.
It's okay to be 30, Smiley.
Right. But
I'm just turning
Oh.
30.
Doug Montoya said his 80s cover band played last night.
Oh,
Were there some middle-aged women dancing awkwardly at the middle of the stage? I don't know.
That's how
You
you
don't
know.
know.
That's how you know.
also Wednesday was amazing.
What happened Wednesday?
Wednesday, I got to see this is gonna sound weird, but my adopted daughter's her boyfriend's band was playing at Launchpad.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
I'm sorry, adopted daughter.
Yes, my roommate's daughter
Okay.
that I took over raising at about 13
Huh.
when her mom moved.
I don't know what to say in any of that.
Well, I helped raise a teenage girl,
I
which is
know.
why I was hanging out with a bunch of teenage girls the other day.
heard.
They were very chagrined.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you
they-
about that, but
They asked me, they're all, which Spice Girl are you today? And I didn't have an automatic answer. And I was like, is that a thing you guys do? And they're like, yes.
That's every girl.
And I was
every
like,
girl always.
I was all, damn, okay, cool. I should have had an answer
And the
prepared for that.
answer is Scary Spice.
Sporty.
sporty.
Ginger,
It depends.
always.
It depends on the day, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
depends
yeah.
on my outfit, and I did not have I didn't have it ready for them, and they were like, "Oh," pff.
Are you-
And then I had to bring out like my Spice Girls DVD. I'm like, no, see, seriously, I know what you're talking about. Spice World.
Best movie.
I like that Sarah is wearing a Taylor Swift
Oh yeah.
shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
Eras.
that shirt.
Yeah, thanks. Got
Yeah.
Ladybug
oh,
sticker.
yeah, you got a little ladybug sticker on it today.
That's pretty
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So should we get into this
Yeah.
insanity?
I mean, because our week has been just pretty dang busy.
I mean, I heard you already like dropped the bomb on like what 96.3 or something
this morning.
already. Yeah.
But this is different. This is a different
alright.
side of the Venn diagram of listenership. This is
It is. It's true. Our listeners are not awake in the morning.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
I know. There
Let's
was-
be real.
My favorite
I'm
part
also
was
not
like you posted that you were dropping it on there, and so many people were like, "Well, what was it?"
Yeah. And I was like, oh, sorry, you're gonna have to listen to 10 Drink Minimum. It's not gonna
Because you know that they were not up in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
I think I woke up after you had already. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, whoops.
oops. Well, that's all right though.
It's all right.
So I mean, you know, what is it?
So Kelly and I signed a lease downtown for a space that we're turning into a comedy club. Yeah. Dry heat. Woo, look at that. Look at it go.
Drag Geek Comedy Club. So you're gonna be comedy club owners?
Yeah.
Are
and
you-
not creepy ones.
Oh, I was
creepy
gonna,
ones,
I was
that's
gonna
the-
say shady ones.
No.
Only creepy in like the horror way.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
that's fine.
Spooky.
Yeah,
Spooky.
ones.
Yeah.
They're like, can
Definitely.
I get some time on stage? I don't know. Can you?
Walk this way.
Yeah. That's exciting news.
Yeah, I think so.
So what are the details here? What's going on?
So right now we are building it out. So we're building out like risers and the green room and doing soundproofing and painting the space and doing all of that. And so obviously that takes time. But our plan is to open in June. But until then, Sarah is hosting a series of shows, starting with the one at Hotel Andalus.
Oh,
So we've got Eddie Pepitone coming to town, and he's great. He's a voice on Bob's Burgers. He's been on Adult Swim,
awesome.
Conan. He was in the first season of Last Comic Standing. He's just like a stalwart of comedy in America. And
Yeah.
so
Yes.
we're just really, really lucky to get to have him come through town. And he's going to perform in the Casablanca room at Hotel Andalus, which is a cool room because it has its own bar and it's really
That's a
kind of
great
neat-
room.
Yeah. And so I'm excited to have comedy in there too, on top of it. And then also to use it as kind of like a cool fundraiser show for Albuquerque comedy in the space. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
and we're also going to launch an Indiegogo this week to help crowdfund if people want to help out. And then we applied for one of those storefront activation grants for downtown. So we're kind of going through that process. And I don't know, it should be okay.
We have our savings also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we were just like, I don't know, as Sarah was going through this process of like exploring why Albuquerque didn't have a comedy club,
yeah.
we were just kind of like, oh, these are kind of dumb reasons that Albuquerque doesn't have a comedy club. Valid, but you know. And then people would comment like on Sarah's Facebook post being like, just start one, whatever.
There you go.
And I was like, well, if we could just start one, we would. Then I was like, well, what if we did just start one? It's not that bad of advice. So
And
Okay.
There's a landlord in town who is also a comedian, and I troll his retail
Mhm.
spot. I was always looking for listings, always. And one day there was one that was in Nob Hill, and it was like right next to Frame City, kind of up on the way to Clown Dog. And I was like, maybe we could do this. Like, it's a big box, and we could just get in there. And Nob Hill's fun, and it's right by an art spot or an art stop. And then that same day, one opened up on 6th and Central.
Okay.
Same basic, like
What was there
it was a yoga studio. It was
Sani Yoga.
in relation to Oni? Where's that at?
it's Caddy Corner. So it's like Sushi Hana,
Uh-huh.
the shoe repair guy, the nutrition lady,
Uh-huh.
us, the barbershop,
Oh.
Katrina ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I can go get an ice cream, then watch comedy.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Or a haircut.
Yeah.
Or a
Mm.
shoe.
Or a
fixed.
shoe.
Or if you need your shoes to be
I have a
fixed.
haircut lady, so yeah,
Mhm.
she'll come for me if she's like, "Did someone else cut your hair?" No. My hair stopped growing.
I have that problem too.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's really great. So is it a large space?
It's not too big. It's actually pretty small, but it's a nice spot for us to grow out of. I think if we have like
okay.
over the next 2 years, we just really, really pack it out, then
Mhm.
we'll go someplace. And then plus, if it's bigger, because we're aiming for like 70 seats for this space.
Mhm.
If it's bigger than 70 seats, they go to Hotel Duluth. It's like
okay.
100 people. If it's bigger than that, we talk to Jamar and get them at Revel. And then if it's bigger than that, we talk to the city and get them at the chemo. So
Nice.
Oh wow.
It's a lot easier to like white paper a show once you're an established entity. So
Right.
so that's the
Interesting.
plan.
So that's
Nice.
pretty dope, man. I mean, basically what you were saying is, so you have a podcast, and it's what is the name right now?
Comedy Goes Town.
There you go. I was gonna say Comedy Club Ghost Town. I was like, I don't think that's the.
Club Ghost.
Club
Sorry.
Ghost.
My brain is fried.
I'm
today.
disappointed that it's not called Club Ghost now.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Oh.
Albuquerque's hottest spot is
Yeah.
Club
Club
Ghost.
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 Has
everything.
Hottest spot. It's Club Ghost.
This club has everything.
Yes.
Oh,
So you did this podcast, Comedy Ghost Town,
Mhm.
and you were sitting there interviewing people about like why Albuquerque, like why Laughs left, why what was the other one called?
Open source closed,
Open
and why
source.
the vault never got opened.
Vault.
And all the attempts,
Yeah.
and then why house shows are popular here, why the liquor license are the way they are, and everything like that. So
Is the goal at some point to get a liquor license?
so we're going to open without one right away because number one, we're new business owners, and so to deal
Right.
with that liability is like so
A lot.
scary.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, we're not millionaires.
Yeah.
I know
So-
everyone was concerned, but
So we're gonna, but the part of the reason why we're drinking mic checks tonight is because number one, that's hilarious for comedy, and because
Oh, what is that? I don't even know what that is.
it's the Red Door beer, because Red Door is our
Ah,
picnic
all right,
license
all right,
partner
all right.
right around the corner,
Nice.
and they're gonna help us picnic license. And
Okay.
so yeah, basically any show that we know is going to sell out or like is going to be a big
Mhm.
show, for that night we'll get a picnic license from them, so that we
That's
will
smart.
have alcohol in the space, but it's just going to be through them, not through us.
And also, we're trying to position our space as like one stop in an overall night out, which is how downtown should be experienced
That's how
anyway.
it should be. Yeah.
So it's like we've got all these partnerships where, like, if you went to Red Door, you could show that you have tickets to the comedy show, and then they'd give you money off your
Mhm.
drinks. Then you can come
That's
to
smart.
watch the show. Then you can go to Oni afterwards and get like free bar nuts or whatever when you're there. And then
Or like a secret drink at Founders, or
yeah,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. So it
That's
just
cool.
makes it-
Well, I always thought that as well. Like when I was, whenever I was first moved here and we were doing this show, I'd always think about like when Bert's closed, the one on Gold, not the
Mhm.
whatever the fuck the other one was. I always thought it would be really cool to like, open that space and then from like 7 to like 9 do comedy.
Mhm.
And then from that point on, then shut it down or not shut it down, but then switch it over to like music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just always felt like Albuquerque would be, it just fit that better. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that seems like that would work. That's a really good idea. And you're right there in the middle of everything. You're not off somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was kind of our thought too, is like
Yeah.
if we could do even just like a smack dab full on like shows in a row on
Mhm.
Art Walk Friday,
Right.
then that's the first Friday of the month, and we can then, however much money we make from that night, be able to see like how's the rest of our month looking. Like,
Right.
do we make rent? Do we need to keep going? Like, what do we need to do?
That's pretty cool.
And like last week, this comedian named Mo was coming through
Oh,
town.
I
and he's
love Mo.
Yes, and he's so established and deserves a chance to have some stage time when he comes through town. And it was almost impossible to get him something.
Impossible.
But if we had a space, we just like
Open the door.
Yeah.
real quickly put it together, and then
Right.
everybody would be able to.
Did Mo bring his possum?
How did I know?
I'm not sure. I know that Royal pulled together something for him.
Oh,
but
that's good.
I think he ended up having a family emergency or something.
Oh.
Hopefully not possum related.
So what kind of
Oh, I
venue?
hope not.
What's your venue going to be like? Is it going to have a stage? Like, is it going to be like, so it'll be elevated up?
Almost the opposites, because this
They're,
is the
they're
cool
going to be
thing.
lower than the crowd?
Yeah, because
At various heights.
yeah, we dip
Oh.
down like
With no
at
order.
the rodeo.
Yeah.
No, but actually, so Kelly is incredible. She found this lady on Facebook Marketplace who
Okay.
had 500 stadium chairs
Oh,
Just-
awesome.
up for grabs in her like yard.
Nice ones.
They're plastic and ready to go, like totally nice.
Yeah.
And so we went and we got like the pick of the litter of them, and we got 120 of them.
Oh, shit.
And then that same day on Craigslist, she found this guy who had a band, and they had just redone all of their like lighting And so we had all this stage lighting that was like for sale. And so we ended up getting all of the seats and more and our entire lighting set up for $500.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Isn't that cool?
It was great.
That's amazing.
Stuff just keeps kind of falling into place, but we have to do stadium seats because that's
that's
so many of them.
okay.
And so we'll build risers, kind of like the box.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
Oh, okay. So it'll build up.
So it'll be like a theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's good though.
Yeah,
Speaking
I like
of the box, like I mean, I think it's as soon as you see the space, it's going to be no secret. And
Speaking of the box,
obviously-
we're gonna shut you down, Doug.
No,
Your days are numbered.
we love the box,
Just kidding.
and that is like very clear in everything that we're trying to do for this space. So we're gonna shut you down
Yeah, I
with love. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. So it's gonna. We're hoping that it will feel
Doug
similar,
said
but very
congrats.
different.
So I guess he doesn't care if you shut him down.
Yeah, Sarah had been talking to the box.
I
at
love
some
the box.
point.
I mean, I just
Yeah.
think, they just have it. They have it so right, and every time you're in there, you're like, this feels welcoming. This
Right.
feels good for performance.
Oh,
and
it is. Yeah.
We just wanted that for stand up, and so
Yeah. Also, so that they didn't have to keep like being bothered by stand-up comics being like, "Can we
just
please
be in there,
please? We know it's for improv, but please."
Shut you down, Doug. It's over. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, our stage is not going to be big enough for improv, really. So,
It's
because
good though.
Sarah can tell you, it's going to be really, really, really tight and kind of long.
because it's meant to be just like single performer type
Oh, okay.
performance art. So
That's
maybe
all you
two
need.
people.
yeah, stand up,
So
poetry, storytelling.
I guess we won't be able to do any live podcasting there. I guess.
Well, we'd like to. We've got plans to at least run the audio so you guys can do that. So
Mhm,
we'll
yeah.
figure out how
What
that
about
works.
you? You're a
I,
podcaster.
well, I know. We,
Unless
We're
you're-
just going to get Sarah like a bullhorn
Yeah.
so that she can go outside and be like, "This is my podcast."
like
Just
and
kidding.
subscribe, rate and review.
I have to tell you, man. I keep watching like people make all the same mistakes I've already made, and it's really frustrating. Like there's these young guys, the Monsoon Music House.
Oh.
And they're all young, cool guys, and they're like, "Yeah, man, you got to come to the first Friday. We're gonna podcast outside of Launchpad." And I was like,
Uh-huh.
Nope.
"Okay."
No.
And I show up, and man, and I was on it, and it was a clusterfuck beyond all proportions.
We've done that.
And the dude was like, and the guy was like, "Yeah, man, I can't wait to put this audio up." I was like, "You're not really gonna put this up, are you?" And he goes, "Oh yeah." And I'm like, "Whew, all right, good luck, man."
We've had a couple live shows just in the 3 years
Yeah.
I've been on. Or
Well,
4 years.
I don't even
almost.
mind live shows, but live shows out on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Bless your
Or a
heart."
crowded place. And then we're just like, that's not getting
Oh,
posted.
fuck
It was
no,
fun,
yeah.
but no
Yeah.
thank you.
Like you guys used to do it at Art Bar a bunch.
Yep. That was a different deal. That was like the preparation for guerrilla live podcasting every single where. We did that for a year, Billy, Smiley, and I, and man, and everyone was always like, you'd get like sometimes 20 people, sometimes 2 people,
Yeah.
and then like after a while, it was kind of just like we would just tread all our stuff over there and just kind of sit down and like do it. And I mean, I enjoyed it just fine, but it was also like when Art Bar closed, I was sad, but I was also happy because I didn't have to do that anymore. And then everyone was like, "What are you guys gonna do now?" Like we were just done.
Also, I mean, yeah, it was a lot of pressure having to come up with a show every week.
Well, that wasn't the hard part. It was just like getting it up and running, and then they changed their internet from like
yeah.
really fast to like cheaper, whatever runs the credit card machine.
Yeah.
And it would just glitch, and then we got in a fight with the booker, and I don't know. so whenever people were like, "I can't believe you guys don't have a place now, man," I'm like, "No, it's fine. We'll go back to our studio." Oh, I get it.
Where Chris doesn't have to be like a stress ball.
Yeah, this is great.
Right?
I do miss the pictures though.
Yeah.
No.
I give you free beer every week. What the fuck is your problem?
I brought all kinds of free
Right.
beer. So did Sarah and Kelly. You're fine.
I know I do still miss. Maybe we should invest in some pictures. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you just
I
want.
mean, there are
Oh, you just want
pictures.
the like full.
It's there's something gratifying about the bartender coming up and just being, "That's yours, Ma. Thank you."
So you're in it for the glassware.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, nice. I get a picture.
But,
Oh my
but it's like
gosh.
one of those things where it's like as soon as someone tells me like when someone young and new is like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna start up doing this and this, and then we're gonna start a print magazine," and I'm
No.
like,
No.
A zine.
Oh, it's so sad.
that's like the most expensive thing to do, and like you just get it. And like every single one of those people that do that, they're like, "We're gonna do a brewery one," and you're like, you open it up and it's like table of contents, ad,
Mhm.
ad,
Uh-huh.
article written with lots of grammatical errors, ad, ad, and it's like, oh man.
Syndicated material they
Full
pulled from
on.
somewhere else.
Yes,
And then a bunch more ads.
and a bunch more ads.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, my writer friends were like, why don't you start like a publishing house? And I was like, no, I would much rather invest in a lucrative business, a comedy club.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And Sarah and I just laugh real hysterically.
Well, at least you guys don't have to pay for like to print out
Yes,
the jokes.
that's
you know?
true.
Wait, what?
I mean,
Buying
I'm
them.
putting all mine on popsicle sticks. But
Oh,
it's,
that's where the money is,
that's where
Sarah.
the money is, popsicle sticks.
Well, Billy brought up a really good point yesterday. We're watching these like cover bands, and there was a thing that went around a couple of years ago with like BMG Music, where they would go to all the breweries, and if some brewery was playing just like Pandora or whatever, and they were using like someone's personal account, BMG would sit
Oh,
there and
yeah.
just
Oh.
pop them with like, using
Every song that played, they would pop them.
and then they started doing it with like if someone showed up to play a show there, if they played a cover, they would hit them with that. So
Oh my
how
God.
does like an
Yeah.
80s cover band go play like that Balloon Fiesta thing? Do they pay BMG money?
Well, so I actually kind of know a little bit about this just because
This is great.
like bars have to like pay, they can pay like BMG and I don't know, all the other places.
Yeah.
So they pay them like a fee and then they can play covers in their thing because they have paid for the licensing.
But
But I don't know. I think like you're okay with the 80s cover band because I think if
Right.
I'm not mistaken that is hit, what is that called when it's like
It's
just
fair
free
use.
fair
Oh,
use.
okay.
I think 80s music is now fair use.
it is.
I think
But what
so.
about the band that does the 90s music? That's not.
I
Well,
mean, it might be fair use, Chris.
You
I
know-
don't
Might be
want to
now, I
talk
mean-
about it, but
It is not. I want you to not shut your mouth first and foremost.
And he wants me
It-
to say my age on a live broadcast. Wow.
No, but there's like a lot of like weird legality. So I
Mhm.
used to work for a cover band here in town called the James Douglas Show, and they were amazing.
Mhm,
But we would have to play at places that had paid for the licensing.
Okay,
Got it.
that makes sense. But like, stay fair. Or not sorry, the
They probably
Balloon Fiesta
have
part.
paid for the
Yeah.
for the licensing because they have like the rodeo
Yeah.
and they play music. They have like a lot of events there.
It's true.
Karaoke competitions and stuff
Yes.
too. So.
Oh yeah.
So
Um.
you have to like look for a place
So-
that you can play,
So this is
or
this-
just hope.
So
that,
the
you know.
drummer had compression socks on, and I was like, and I'd have to wear them sometimes too, whenever like, because I'm old, but like I was just like, that's some rock and roll right there. The guy's got compression socks on, and he's like, and he's like playing electric drums. I was like, man, not kids anymore. I was having one of those moments, and then I was like, all right, he's playing some Def Leppard. This is cool. I'll dig this, But it was interesting.
Did he
When
play
you do a
with one
cover,
arm?
I was gonna say, yeah, when you do a cover of Def Leppard, do you just play with one arm?
I'll tell you this, man. Whenever back in the day when I first moved here, I didn't really know people, but I'd go to Birds, and there was, I'd go to pee in the urinal, and there was a sticker right above the urinal, and it was for a cover band called Rick Allen's Arm, and Rick Allen is the drummer from Def Leppard,
Yeah.
and their logo was an anarchy symbol, but the crossbeam was an arm with a drumstick,
Nice.
holding a drumstick, and I just remember I was opening the Alibi one day, and they're like, this Saturday, Rick Allen's Arm. I was like, oh my god, I
I
gotta
remember
go.
them.
Yeah,
I remember my dad being like, "That is a genius name for a band."
right.
He never went to go see them, but he thought
I
they
did.
were genius.
And they all dressed as, and I guess they were all like different punk rockers from different punk bands in town.
yeah,
And they would all dress as different like hair metal people. And like one dude even put like a cucumber in his like
oh
spandex,
my
Sure.
God.
And I was like, that's pretty awesome. I can get it. I can dig that.
Def Leppard is Taylor Swift's mom's favorite band, and she.
I did not know
They
that.
had a show on CMT for a long time where they would match up country stars with rock stars.
Oh, wow.
And Taylor Swift asked for hers to be with Def Leppard so that she could perform all their songs with
Mm.
them and then
Aw.
like have them perform her songs, like but 80s rock style. And so she
And her mom was out
her mom
dancing
was just-
awkwardly.
exactly right in the middle of the stage. Like, that's my baby and I'm proud.
Speaking of that show, the one with Ann Wilson and Winona Judd is
Oh.
wild
Oh, is Chef
because
That's kind of
Anne-
perfect, actually.
Mhm.
you would think Anne is like Winona is doing a good job of covering Heart,
Uh-huh.
and just like jumps in over her and is like, my song, and starts singing over her.
Won't let her.
And
have a moment.
it's really great. I love Winona, and I love Heart like so much.
Oh my god.
I love Winona.
For me, I was like,
I've forgotten about the
drama.
Judds. I've forgotten about
Judds. You gotta-
The Judds.
Judds is like perfect Sunday afternoon music too. You could just like throw on
They really are.
a full Spotify list and
The Judds.
of
Yeah.
the Judds.
That's yeah. And then one of them is like an actress, right?
Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi Judd. It's Ashley Judd, Naomi Judd, Winona
She was
Judd.
she was in
I mean,
Ashley Judd.
Artist.
Ashley Judd is the actress.
Ashley
Yeah.
Judd. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know any of them.
She's in one of my favorite movies, Where the Heart Is.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's where they live in the Walmart.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And she's like a nurse and has like a
Oh my
million
God.
kids, and one of them is named like Cookie.
Oh my god. That's the one where they live in the Walmart, and if we're talking about the Judds, that's like
That's also my favorite Friends episode. The one where they live in the Walmart.
oh wow. That's too amazing.
I didn't know you could do that.
Well,
24 hours. They can't catch you.
I mean, what are they gonna do? I
I never
mean,
thought about
Also,
that. I mean,
also,
I've spent a lot of time in airports, and I know you can pretty much live in
Yeah.
there, but
a guy did it, yeah.
I've never thought of a Walmart.
You can sleep in a parking lot of a Walmart. Like if you're
Yeah.
if you're a trucker or if
Oh,
you
yeah.
have like a RV, you're safe to park there, and the security will like look out for you.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I'm sure that's how you
safe.
make it work.
It's
But,
a known thing. So
Mhm.
there's actually a story that we have, and I've kind of told this before, but it's been a while. So Billy, whenever we lived over off of Broadway on Mountain, had a couple friends that were in town, and they're people that like drive from town to town in an RV, and they camp in a Walmart parking lot. And like we're all hanging out, hitting it off, and I was like, yeah, you guys can just park in front of our house and use our shower if you want, And the guy goes, and I was like, what's going on? He's like, I don't want to be offensive or anything, but like we've heard that downtown Albuquerque is really dangerous. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what Walmart are you guys going to park at? Well, and he's like, oh, we looked them up, and we're thinking like Central and Zuni,
Yeah.
and or San Mateo and Zuni. I'm like, oh, and he goes, is that a good one? I was like, sure. If you want to get your head cut off, yeah, that's exactly the one. You want to just light it on fire while you're in it? And he was like, what? And I said, Billy, what? And I didn't even context. What's the worst Walmart in town? And he goes, San Mateo and Zuni.
I mean, if you wanted to feel safer, I guess you could have just parked right outside of that Hollywood Video.
Right. That's right. You could just light it on.
Some murder Hollywood Video is safer than the.
Oh, right.
Right there. No, they share a parking lot. You
Yeah.
could just park right there.
Convenient.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Yeah, you just park right there, and that's where 5 people were murdered.
Yeah.
I
I
wanna
feel
go-
so safe.
I want to go ghost hunting.
That's
there.
where Mike Judge went
Club
to high
Ghost.
school.
Oh, is that really?
He went to
That's
Highland.
what we could do.
Yeah.
Club Ghost Hunt.
Yes. we
Well,
should go
I
hunting.
remember
I would
like
love
I went to go pick up a chair from Wes Neiman, and his studio was in that neighborhood.
Mhm.
This is like 3 PM. I pull up and I'm like, dude, I better get these fucking chairs and get the fuck out of here, man. It's like, this is like, I was trying to pull up in front of his house, and there was a woman who worked in the area in front of me walking. And I was just trying to slowly go because I was going to park in front of his house, and she just stops and she's like, what the fuck is your problem? You want me to fuck you up? And I was like, nope,
Nope.
I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
man.
I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Just looking for a chair, ma'am.
Just picking up some stuff and getting the fuck out of here.
Oh,
I mean, picking up a chair, not stuff.
oh my
I'm here for
God.
furniture. Leave me alone.
Speaking of people being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Today I stopped at a gas station to get Red Bull, and I forgot what shirt I was wearing. Okay. And this is from my favorite band, Goddamn Gallows. And it's a girl like sawing off devil horns, but on the back it says, y'all motherfuckers need Jesus. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I forgot that I was wearing this, and this lady just walked up.
Good old fashioned.
Everybody loves a good old fashioned massacre. So this lady just like walks up to me, and she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like,
Excuse me?
I'm just getting some Red Bull.
I would have
like,
been, I'd have went, well, where do I start at that?
and
Today or just in
I know.
general?
Like, and she was like, how dare you have Jesus's name on the back of that shirt? And I was like, actually, it says y'all motherfuckers need Jesus. And I think he's talking about you. So if you could just let me get my Red Bull and shut up.
That happened to me. Me, Sabrina, Ian, Dave Jordan, and I don't know who else was with us. We were in Cloudcroft, New Mexico, and we visited my parents, and we were driving back, so we stopped at the Taco Bell in Alamogordo.
Like you do.
And of course, all of us are wearing black shirt, black pants, and hungover.
Yeah.
and Ian has some metal shirt on, and it says like, till we all die or something, till we're all dead or some shit. Like, and it's like some metal shirt. And this woman walks in, like we're just middle of eating. She walks up, she's like, "Oh my God, how can you wear something like that? You all need to go to church and you need Jesus." And Dave Jordan skips no beat. And he goes, all of that's lost on half of us because half of us are Jewish. So
We're good.
thanks, though.
Oh man,
this is a Taco Bell.
I had to start keeping. So like, I have a good collection of like really irreverent shirts
Oh, man.
because I enjoy an irreverent shirt. Okay, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we were all murdered out. Yeah.
The only time I give a fuck is when I am walking Danny to or from school, because I don't want to embarrass Danny. First of all, second of all, I don't want to deal with the other moms.
No, yeah.
Okay, like the other moms are fucking nuts.
They always say like hell is other people. Sometimes I think hell is just other moms.
Oh,
man.
That's all. Just
One
one subsect of people.
100%.
Oh, man.
They like to tell you what you're doing wrong. They like to tell you why your kid's fucked up. Like, it's a whole thing. But I learned a lesson because I was like, I think I was wearing like a moonshine blind shirt. I had just like thrown it on, and I forgot that the back of it says "fuck you, die."
Wow.
And like that, like I said, that happened to me so frequently where like Jason would be like, maybe not that shirt. So now I have to keep them like segregated. They're like in their own area so that I don't accidentally wear something like this might frighten a child.
Yeah. I grew up, man. You'd see all kinds of shit. Like, put your balls to the wall, whatever. There was like so
it's
much
different now, Chris. It's different.
Oh,
now.
people are much more
oh my
uptight.
God.
And,
Moms, like Sarah said.
Yeah.
My personal hell is other moms. I have my like little group of mom friends who are awesome, and then that's it. But also, I'm a very different person in front of my mom friends, and they want to come to my comedy show this Wednesday, and I'm really scared for that.
Yeah.
Did you see that Hard Times article thing I posted? We sat down with Jack White so he could tell us the history of the blues because we apparently sinned right before we died, and this is hell. I was like, that's pretty fucking amazing.
There was like one where it's like we sat down with Rilo Kiley, who kept telling us that wasn't her name, but then she wouldn't explain anything else. I love the Hard Times. They're like one of the best.
Yeah, they are. But then every once in a while, I'm like, I shouldn't repost this. That's bad, but I will do it anyway. I love that shit. So comedy club. So who's gonna? You guys are both gonna be the owners.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How is that gonna work?
Well,
Oh, here we go.
I was just going to say, if my struggles with the microphone today have been any indication, Sarah's going to handle most of the tech side of things.
Well, if you actually just pull it that way,
okay,
it would help
great.
you. There you go.
Fantastic.
You can actually
Cool.
pull it too. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
And if you don't do this all the time, don't feel weird about it. Like, it's
feel weird.
So you know what, Chris?
I feel weird most of the time, so that's pretty normal anyway.
Me too.
Yeah, so Sarah's going to handle that. And
Yeah.
then I don't know. Otherwise, it's like going to be kind of a pretty even split.
Yeah, and it's the commute isn't bad for us, so
I
it's
know.
pretty easy
Yeah.
for us to tag in.
You're all,
and
damn
tag
it, I
out.
left that shit at home.
I've been doing a lot of the painting
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and some construction.
Oh,
And I made our website.
That's true.
Do you guys think that? I think this is like a good question. I think couples everywhere are wondering. Are you guys okay being together like 24/7?
Well, that's actually one of the other reasons why we got the space that we got is because Kelly and I both work remotely,
Uh-huh.
and so we're in our house all day. And if you guys have been to our apartment, but you know it's very open concept.
Yeah.
But when we both have Zoom calls all day, we're just on each other's Zoom calls.
Oh yeah.
So we needed some other place to like go and just like both be on a Zoom call. And so this one opened up, and we were like, okay, well, not much more in rent than just a regular office space downtown.
right.
Yeah.
So why not do this and have that and like really kind of maximize?
You mean you can rent an office space? You
Yeah.
don't just go sit in a cafe and sit there all day?
Hard to take a Zoom call in a cafe.
Yeah.
People fucking
I
do
know,
it
they
all
really
the time.
do it.
And it blows my mind. I'm like,
The other day, this is off topic, but
Yeah.
the other day I was in the Austin airport coming back from my work meeting. And oh my gosh, I was sitting at the bar working, and this girl was next to me sitting at the bar working on her computer, taking a Zoom call.
mhm.
And this guy was sitting next to her. and he kept trying to hit on her.
While
But she
she's
was
on her Zoom.
actively on, like, had this type of headphones on.
Yeah, she's like, hold on a second.
Actively-
What, sir?
Fully, yes. He was like, so whatever his dumb pickup line was. And she was like, Are you talking to me? And he was like, yes. And she was like, I'm so sorry. I'm on a Zoom call for work. And he was like, oh, sure. And so then he just kept talking to her. And all of the rest of us at the bar were like, what is happening right now? And so she turned around and she goes, I'm so sorry. Like, to her computer, she goes, I'm so sorry. I really am. This man is talking to me on the Zoom call. I can't handle it. And I saw her, because I was sitting right there. I saw her bosses go like, and she was like, okay, this is him. And she turned and showed him on the Zoom camera. And he was like, oops. Why would you do that to me? That's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I was just like,
you know what's embarrassing?
Unhinged behavior.
You know what's embarrassing, dude? Like trying to work in some creepy the bounds of creepiness just know no end. Like men that are creepy. I don't want to say all men, but men that are creepy. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say like 80% of men are creepy and they are gross.
I'd say you're low on that.
But
Yeah,
do
that's
they wear
very nice of you.
It's gross. It's like, it doesn't matter if you're on a Zoom call or you're like, my favorite is when people heckle me by hitting on me. And I'm like, I don't think you understand how mad you're making me right now. Because
I'm going to rip your skin off.
yeah, with just the look I'm giving you, your skin will just fall off.
What's that brings up a really good question though.
I like my skin. That's the question.
Yeah, that is. So how do you like your shit? No, so like how are, as a venue, like how are you going to handle like people who are like heckling or, you know, constantly causing interruptions for the artist?
So that's a really good question.
Yeah.
And what's nice about our comedians now is they're very, very good with interruptions and they're very, very good at handling themselves and the crowd on stage. So I have a lot of faith in our performers. However, additionally, Kelly and I wrote in like all of our like application stuff and our tax paperwork and all the stuff that we were probably going to be the only employees all year, except for the only employee that we would probably hire is a security person.
Oh wow, yeah.
Just because we're also two ladies in a space downtown, like so it's just better if we have like just a guy friend, even just like hang out and just be able to just kind of be a presence. And then number two, to also handle when there's hecklers, because you can go and just shoulder tap them and be like if
out.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just like any other business, we reserve the right to refuse service to people. So
will there be like signage that says please do not?
I think we'll say it. I think we'll have the hosts or whatever say like keep your table conversation to a minimum, no heckling, silence your cell phones, and then like a real
I think it's hard like when we're performing in a bar because there's like this weird like. When like at Founders, it's really difficult because it's an open mic. There are people who are not there for the open mic. It's a very small space. And so I have to kind of toe the line of like not chasing customers out of the bar because that is not their sole purpose. So it'll be a relief where like if somebody is truly being a jerk, I can do what I would normally do on stage, which is rip their skin off with my eyes.
Well, from my experience, like we had a couple of years ago, John Fugelsang came through, and Tricklock hit us up, and they were like, "Hey, we would like for you guys to interview John." And I was like, "Absolutely!" I didn't realize he was going to go on a media tour that day, but that's fine. Totally understand why they
we
did
were
that.
part of the media tour, and that was really cool.
But so I can't remember what the lady's name I was talking to, and she was like, "We would like for you to interview him at Bow and Arrow Brewing."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, so you don't want it to be like live with a PA and everything?" She goes, "No, we do." And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go ahead and like just like say this. No one likes that. Like it's terrible."
So true.
I said it's terrible, and I'll tell you why. I said everyone on a Friday night at 7:00, people are there with their coworkers because they just had a week of work and they're tired, and they just want to chat and like drink. And then you have this podcast that's really loud. Talking and it's coming booming at you. You don't know who John Fugelsang is or whatever his name is, and you just get louder. Then they turn it up and get louder. Then you get louder. And I said, it just happens. She goes, and then she was like, "Okay, well, so you don't want to do it?" I'm like, "No, I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what happens, and this is the truth." So then she's like, "Well, how about we do it upstairs at Bow and Arrow?" And I'm like, "Okay." And I said, "Well, wait a minute. You're Tricklock. Don't you have a theater?" And she goes, "Yeah." Is that where you'd prefer to do it? I was like, yes. And I said, let me tell you why. Because every person that walks in is there to see this interview. They're not there to like see their friend. They're not there to just have a beer. They're there to actually go and do the, and like we ended up having like 20, 25 people and they all enjoyed it.
And
real
it was
well.
a great
Yeah.
time.
That's awesome.
And I'm just like, man, please listen to what I'm saying. Cause like, having a venue that's for this specific thing is so much better. If you get 5 people to show up, they are 5 people who give a shit about who's on stage and they want to see it, rather than a venue that has 30 people in there and it's just this loud, awful drone and you just hate it. Everyone hates it. Everyone's miserable.
That is
Chris
so much
is like,
better. Okay.
AKA Holly, everybody hates your PA system and
No.
loud talking in venue. No,
No.
that's
Not
not
true.
Chris would never say that.
That's a better situation than what happened when I opened for John in New York.
Oh, wow.
This is a wild story.
We were performing at a place that normally does musical theater, like cabaret style stuff in like Hell's Kitchen, Times Square. Like it's really in
Alright.
Midtown.
It's a great place.
But it's also a place where people like it's a lot of tourists stop in or like they're just waiting for like their flight or their train or whatever to go back. And so we all kind of did fine and people kind of came and went. But John wasn't in the room during the rest of the show. And we all knew that there were tourists sitting pretty much right up front. And there were like 8 of them. And he comes in and he guns blazing political because that's how he is. Like he was like the host on the like progressive AM radio station and all that stuff.
I think this is in 2017 also.
Yeah, I was in 2017, which is still just a very like, and so he like goes in on everything like right away. And the tourists like had no clue that he was going to do that. They were just like, we love the America's Funniest Home Video guy. And then no. And so then like, he also has no problem like talking right to the audience and being like, you know what I mean? And what are you upset about this? You can't be upset about this. You're in New York. And like, and they got so mad they were going to fight him. Like they really like, they all stood up and they just like started like cursing him out. And then he like kicked them out. And like, they like went to the front of the bar and like demanded a manager like come and take care of John Fugelsang, which is never going to happen.
Right.
But it was the most dramatic thing I've ever seen happen.
And they were like, okay, if we're going to get kicked out, we're just going to wait outside the bar for him.
Yeah. So they were like, maybe they were
going to fight him?
Oh my
God.
Fully.
Wow.
But then they didn't. They left. But.
He was so funny about it too, because every other comic on the show was like, so like, are we concerned?
Are we? Okay.
And he was like, oh, I mean, whatever. They want to fight me, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He probably gets that a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah, he is like, he's like a fire breathing, like, left wing guy, but he's not even. I don't think he's even a Democrat though. He's like independent.
Yeah,
but,
he's like full on. Like he'll just.
Yeah.
He just, I think he just believes in what he believes, and he's very like.
Oh no.
Outside. And I think people like that are really important. Like Sarah brings this up a lot. That like even if you don't like it personally, like it's very important to like talk about like weird issues. Like, do I like conservative comedy? No, but some people do.
You might be a redneck. That kind of.
I liked Jeff Foxworthy up until this week.
What happened? So I did see some. I didn't really read it. What
he has
happened?
a new Netflix special that he got paid $1 gazillion for, and then he has a joke on it that's straight up about participation trophies and like all this, and it's like no, like you can't.
That's so.
It's just catering to like the lowest common denominator.
But see,
everybody
that's
gets a trophy.
important for people who have that wrong opinion. You know what I mean?
And everybody gets a participation trophy joke. So
I guess
well, on the subject of like ambush shows too, and why like having a dedicated space is good. Like Sarah and I are both part of the Funny Fiesta committee,
right?
And it was really cool last year to get to have shows happen in the box. Stand-up shows happen in the box.
Someone in the chat said, "Is there conservative comedy, or is it just Dennis Miller shitting into a mic?" Wow.
Hi, Jason. I love that guy. Yeah.
Jason, anybody who is blank the cable guy is gonna be conservative. There's a lot of them.
Hey, that guy flies his own private jet or has his own private jet now. That's crazy to me.
And he doesn't even have an accent.
No,
by the way.
Well, and what's his real name? It's not even Larry. It's like Chad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right. I saw his like they show like if you go back and look at comedy from him when he was like young, he was like dressed all nice and had like
khakis and stuff.
Khakis, yeah.
He did a lot of act outs about dogs and carpet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what were you saying?
Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like getting to see like talented people, talented comedians who deserve a place like that to perform.
Yeah.
Have a dedicated space where people came specifically to watch comedy rather than having to shout over people at a bar or
Mhm.
Right.
wherever. It was like very cool, not only from like an audience standpoint, but also B, like a lot of the younger comedians were like, I've never had this happen before. Like people will pay to come see comedy, and it's like, yes, that's usually the model.
Yeah.
And they're not going to yell at us, and
Yes.
they're not going to be mean.
Exactly. And so like, you know, that goes into a big part of why Sarah even started this investigation into why we don't have a club, and also is a big part of why we're starting one
Okay.
here.
I guess I'll ask the rough question.
Mhm.
So like, you know, I'll go to like Holly Ann's open mic, and there's definitely people who are awful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And in more than one way. Some of them, they're just really awful at doing it, and they're just not ready yet. And some of them are just awful because they say fucking terrible, stupid, racist, homophobic shit.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna be a gatekeeper on that, or are you, or what's the story there?
Well, do you want to answer? Do you want to?
Yeah.
Well, I think
want me
it's
to-
kind of half and half, right? So like when we curate a space and curate a show and an
Mhm.
experience for an audience, we have values and beliefs and stuff that we want to make sure are upheld because
Right.
they're a reflection on us. And so we've already built it into like our mission statement and everything, that there's some expectations that come with who we book and why.
Mhm.
And at the same time, we are part of a community that's growing and gets to explore things that maybe aren't ready right away or whatever. So there's a way for people to produce their own shows through our space.
Okay.
And then we will put on a disclaimer that says like, this
Mhm.
doesn't reflect necessarily the owners or whatever, but like they can come in and use the space and book whoever they want to underneath that umbrella. So people who may not be ready may perform in that space.
Mhm.
But we'll just make sure that we're very, very clear on like who is.
Yeah.
responsible for that.
Yeah.
Also, like to piggyback off of that, our space is definitely supposed to be a place where the audience feels comfortable
Right.
and like challenged in an artistic way, but not like in a like, do I have a right
Taxing.
to exist type of way.
Right.
Right.
And so, you know, like, again, like I said earlier, like we have the right to
Mhm.
refuse service to anyone. And that also extends to like
Right.
talent.
And there's also like this big debate sometimes about what comedy is for. And there's a lot of people who believe that it's just supposed to be like the First Amendment to the nth degree.
Mm.
Like they just want to chase that
Mhm.
like dragon as much as they can. And that's never been the way that Kelly and I have ever thought about
Right.
comedy. Like we think that comedy is a space to like create and sustain joy. Like,
Yeah.
and so
Sure.
And everybody should feel safe.
Yeah,
at comedy.
why would you? I mean, I just think if you have the opportunity to make something joyful and cool,
Yeah.
why would you muck it up by
Right.
being
Yeah.
awful?
Well,
So-
Right.
And an important thing to note is like that is how we are going to be booking. Like we're going to be booking with like joy centered. But there are a lot of really great other places in town. There are amazing shows in town. There are like
Mhm.
other wonderful venues that if you come to our shows and you don't love the vibe, like there are plenty of other places to see comedy.
Till we shut them down.
But
Just
we are here
Just
to
kidding.
provide like a consistent place for like reliably joyful and hilarious comedy
All right.
in addition to the current scene. We're not trying to
Yeah.
replace anybody
No.
Well-
except the box numbers. Kidding.
Uh,
Doug. You're done.
I think one of the things that has helped me like overcome the fact that like we don't have like an HR, like Sarah and I were just talking about this a couple weeks ago, where it's like I'll bounce something off of Sarah because I'm like, am I being dramatic, or like should I talk to this person or whatever? Because we don't have an HR department. So like if we're not feeling safe, we just don't feel safe, right? But one of my friends told me this thing. She actually makes jewelry here in town,
Yeah.
and some people get offended by like the jewelry she makes, right?
Interesting.
Because it's like weed themed, the
Oh.
two stone Bettys, you know.
Oh yeah.
And so I
They're
was like,
great.
well, how do you handle that? And she goes, I just tell people that if you don't like what I made, that means it's not for you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that has stuck with me. And that's what I've used with comedy. Like, if you don't like the rules of my space isn't for you. And
Mhm.
that's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But
Yeah.
I just had to like ban a comedian for being creepy to women
What?
on Monday. I know, shocking. And like it got to a point where I was like, I wasn't gonna ban him until when I brought it up, he yelled in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just explaining to somebody because like somebody got really mad at me for doing that. And I was like, first of all, I am the person who hosts the show, and he started making me feel unsafe at my own show. And I tried to be nice and talk to him. And when you yell in a woman's face, and I think I went on a tangent about this that night, it's like women live scared pretty much all the time. That's like pretty much our basic mode
Yeah.
is that we're kind of scared almost all the time. So it's like,
I'm often going, eat a mouse.
yeah, that or like a centipede. That's
I
terrifying.
often do that as well. So that's just
But I don't know. I'm excited to have a space where like I don't have to like even question talking to the people who run the place
Mhm.
and be like, hey, this made me uncomfortable. That's gonna be so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there is that battle when you're in a bar. Again, like he was bringing a lot of friends every
He
week.
was.
So it was like, oh man, I had to have this whole like inner dialogue where I was like,
if they're his friends though, they're pretty much going to be supportive of what he says.
well,
does,
yeah,
so
but
that's-
they were also buying a lot of alcohol.
yeah,
So.
all right, but
you
still,
know.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like I think that it's really good to uphold standards when you need to.
yeah.
Not only for like especially as a comedy club, not only for like our own values based type things, but also like as the only comedy club in New Mexico right now, the job is also to try to help
Right.
comedians be prepared for what they will probably
Mhm.
encounter in other comedy clubs elsewhere.
Right.
So it's like if you come in hot with like really offensive material, you either better be extremely good and
it better
still
be funny.
and still it's going to be kind of a problem for you, or the club is going to be like, yeah, like don't do that ever again, or you're not going to get booked again. So
Well,
it's like,
and a lot of times too, people are probably going to use your comedy club to like film their set, so they can send it to other comedy clubs, and so hopefully, people, you can create this environment, and I feel like it's one of those things you just kind of set the tone.
Yeah.
And this is not what we're gonna, we're gonna allow, and then and if also if you're gonna play here, bring your A game.
Yeah.
Because-
and again, we're one of many very awesome and valid spaces in town. So even though we're going to be the only club, there's a lot of other places to do comedy if you don't jive with what we're doing.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
with that,
that's a
we'll
good
kind of
answer.
end the first hour. We're gonna
Okie dokie.
unless you guys really had to, are you guys gonna stick around for the second hour?
Yeah.
It's
cool.
the fun hour.
Yeah.
I have lots of fun things to talk about.
So, who has this stuff to promote besides the comedy club? What do you got?
So tomorrow night I have my open mic. Tomorrow night is the last one in Founders for the year.
Oh,
so we will be in Founders tomorrow night, but then the Monday after we'll be back at Inside Out,
nice.
Yay.
which I'm very excited for because we have been at capacity every week for the last 2 months, I
That's
think,
awesome.
which is not a bad problem to have, but it sucks because like one night the Santa Fe comics like came to town and none of them could get in, and I was like, come on guys, like just like 5 of you, just like
Go.
you guys
Go
are
away.
all sitting in the back talking,
Mhm.
just let them come in.
Right.
So I'll be very happy to not have that problem
Mhm.
anymore.
No, that's true.
Plus it has a stage and it's outside.
Nice.
Then on Wednesday at Revel, I'm going to be part of a comedy show to raise money for Dawn Sherry,
Yeah.
who is a comedian, and she got in a really bad car accident.
Oh,
And
wow.
she is just like the most positive human being. I would not be as like happy and cheerful as she's been through this whole thing. So that'll be at 8 p.m. on Wednesday at Revel, and there's no cover, but I think they are accepting donations. So. And there's like a really good lineup. It's like Mary Bird, me, Kurt Fletcher. Are you on that show?
I'm not, but Steph is.
Steph
Darnell.
Darnell is, oh my God.
I want to talk about something real quick.
Yes.
For you guys that I saw last night. So that band, the 90s band,
Yeah.
the dudes printed out and walked around and put on everyone's table a PayPal and a Venmo
Oh,
QR
that's
code for
such a good
tips.
That's our
Yeah.
plan for the space.
And I was like, damn. And I tipped them $5.
Mhm.
And
I should start doing
I was
that
like,
too.
I was like,
That's a good
they should do
idea.
that for that show. They should just about, because like if it's right there at your table and you just go, you know,
Yeah.
other than like, here's a bucket at the front. You have to walk in front of everybody.
Well, and who
Hopefully you have
carries
cash.
ATM is in the, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that was good. So Smiley, what do you have?
I guess the only thing right now is look for everyone on the me and all the other local actors on the second season of Big Sky,
Nice.
because I'm pretty sure everyone I know has been on that at this point.
And you guys have something else from what I say. Pull something up. Did
Yeah.
you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to plug the Arts Hub Fellowship. Applications are open for any
Nice.
creatives
Until
in
April
all
2nd.
disciplines.
Oh.
I think it's like a 6-week program that they basically bring in like authorities in the art space in Albuquerque, and they kind of help you through like, I mean, I'm a former fellow, so
Okay.
I've done it. It's great. But you go through this kind of like course framework online. It's super easy. They help you kind of learn how to monetize your business as an artist. And
When you-
applications are due
April
on the
2nd.
2nd.
Mhm.
But when you complete all of your coursework, you get $200.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's pretty dope.
Yeah. And
I
there's no
applied.
fee to apply. So
Do
It's
it.
free to apply and it's totally worth it. Like every person I know who has gone through it is better for it. So
I thought you were going to say Frito pie, and I was like, oh, nice.
I do want some Frito pie. That,
That
sounds
sounds
really good.
I have something to plug that has nothing to do with this show, and I am not paid to do this. But I am super stoked, super excited. Who doesn't like karaoke?
Oh yeah.
Well, the best karaoke in the United States will be here next Saturday, April 2nd, from Portland, Oregon. Baby Ketten Karaoke will be
That
at the
is
Moonlight
correct.
Lounge.
Ooh.
Do you guys know what this is?
Go on.
So my friend,
It's the best.
our friend John Brophy started Baby Ketten in Albuquerque. He has been written up in the New York Times about this. So he has a club in Portland called Baby Ketten Karaoke Club. So John is a musician, and basically you will never find a more complete karaoke in the world. He has pages of Radiohead, he has Megadeth, he has Motorhead, and I'm talking deep cuts. So what he does is if like there's no, you can't find the song out there to buy, he creates it. He writes
Yeah.
the music, or he
That's so
plays the
cool.
music and then he creates it with that. So like you'll sit there and be like, holy shit, like this deep cut song I've always like wished he will have it. He'll bring like 3 books of karaoke songs here. And then like when James goes up, he'll veto James like 3 times.
Yeah.
He'll tell James, he's like, that's too easy.
You can do
Veto.
better. You can do better, Smiley. No. Come back with a better choice and
Yeah.
tear it up.
But he's going to go to a show in Meow Wolf, so he's going to be here April 2nd at Moonlight Lounge at 8 p.m.
That's so cool.
Heck
Baby
yeah.
Ketten Karaoke. It's like, wow.
I will be there all night,
He was telling
trying
me,
to find something that John will let me sing.
so he told me when he moved to Portland, I was like, how, like to make a living, how often did you have to do this? He was like, I used to have to do it like 3 times a week. And then it got so big, I could do it once every 3 weeks and make all my money.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit. Because
Dang.
it's one of those ones where it's like people would like, holy shit, it's happening. And they come out because, it's not just Journey. Like, you're not going to hear like Journey.
And he'd franchise it out.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He did. Yeah.
That's cool.
So then, he opened that club and like, thank God it sustained through the pandemic. But yeah, so that's April 2nd.
That was Kelly and my second choice, by the way. If we weren't
Oh.
going to open a comedy club, we think that a karaoke
Yeah.
bar would do really well downtown.
That
Oh,
sounds
man.
Please do it.
fun.
Yeah,
Right?
somebody please come on. please.
Somebody please.
Someone talked to John and franchise out the Baby Ketten.
Oh,
down
What
here.
if I
Yeah.
franchise that out?
Yeah.
Could I have a night at the comedy club to do
Yes.
it?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
There
That'd
you go.
be fun.
Yes. It would be kind of weird because everyone else would be in like stadium seats while they wait
Yeah.
their turn.
That's okay.
But if you're cool with that,
It would
then
make you
go for it.
feel like you're
Yeah.
performing at like Madison Square Garden.
Mhm,
Love it.
Let's
mhm.
be real.
Except it's not as big.
It's
Well,
baby Madison,
Madison
Square,
Square.
Garden.
Teeny tiny patio garden.
Nice.
It's Madison Square patio.
Aw. What did we decide we were going to say for the end?
We haven't decided yet.
Oh, 10 drink minimum. That's the minimum.
I say or Tux Forever.
Forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? You like it?
I
No?
like it.
We'll try it out. We'll try it out. So we'll be here most what's that?
surprised at what's going on here.
It's Tuck's
Oh, well,
everlasting.
maybe if you showed up to the show, you'd know what we changed.
He had a valid reason last week.
I don't care.
Oh my
I
God.
couldn't stand here for 2 hours.
But you could have listened to the show and found out what we
Ooh,
Gossip.
called out.
The
So-
drama.
That's almost as bad as that time that I wasn't following our show and I followed it and Chris totally busted me. And he sent
Yeah.
me a text. He's like, "What is this? Did you just follow our show?" And I was like, "Yep."
My
Busted.
favorite was when I had a friend that said they were my really good friend, and then we started talking about hamster, and she goes, "Who's Hamster?" And I was like, "Oh, you don't know?" And she's like, "No, why do you keep saying that?" It's like, well, Hamster is Holly Ann's boyfriend, and we talk about it all the time on the show that you don't listen to, apparently. And then she went, "Oops,
busted.
busted."
Hamster's the best.
Hamster's the best. So yeah, we definitely do this show every week, and we definitely drink, but always remember, Tux
Tux
forever.
forever.
Dang.
Text forever, I guess.
Yeah. Poor Smiley. We decided to change the ending.
Right.
feet are back. Patience on
Fingers living in the light switch. Just there's a lot going wrong. It's cost me by on the way to some place you are. As you lay your hand just where it falls, leave the light switch on. This car speed by on the way to some place switch on. Light switch off, light switch off, wait, switch off, light switch off. Light switch off, light switch off, wait, switch off, light switch off. To find things I'm never supposed to see, try to resist desires inherent to forgiveness. You find yourself giving in, try to resist. Try to switch off, light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. Try to switch off, light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. Try to switch off, light switch off, light switch off, light switch off.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, we're back. We're live. It's the Billy / Wavy Hour. We had the first hour. We had quite a bit. I'm just, man, I am wiped today. I am not in it right now.
Good thing it's the last party of the weekend.
Right. It's like so many parties.
It'd be rough if this was the first party of the weekend.
We
Chris.
had Kelly and Sarah on to talk about their new comedy club, Dry Heat Comedy Club, which is going to be near 6th and Central, I would say. Yeah.
Very exciting.
Very exciting. Indeed. Man, I slept until noon today.
Wow.
I did.
What does that feel like? I don't get to do that
man.
anymore. I
'Cause
do get to take naps though, so that's nice.
I do have a big complaint. I know I'm a complainer. I know. I'm aware of it. A lot of you have said, and I get it. But I feel like I'm just trying to help the world. That's how I feel.
Oh no,
So,
what are you gonna complain about?
No, I feel like this is fucking valid, man. This is some real valid shit right here. So the Guild put on a showing of Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah.
So you saw the poster over there, right?
Yes.
And when did that movie come out? Like 2010?
Yeah.
Somewhere around
2008-ish,
whatever. Yeah.
9-ish.
So they post it, and they're like, we're going to show this one showing on a Friday night at 10:30 at night, which I'm already like, oh, God, that's going to be a rough one already, right? So me and my friends that are close to my age all, go out and eat, go get drinks, walk over at like 10:20. We have our pre-sale tickets. We get in, we get our popcorn, we buy our posters, and then they proceed to not start at 10:30.
Oh no.
Hold.
Then they're working on seating and Finally, they decide that, all of a sudden, all right, we're going to start. Let's show the guy who did the poster. Okay, clap, clap, clap. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we have some giveaways for people that pre-bought tickets. So four giveaways. Oh, wait, there's also a cosplay contest for people who dressed up. The movie doesn't start till 11:30
Woo!
on a Friday night. And whatever. But then the lady gets up there. Sorry, we're starting so late. If you have children, then maybe don't fucking come out to our show on Friday. Like,
Oh
what?
my
What?
God.
What?
Whoa.
And most of the people I saw were like falling asleep middle of the movie. And,
Yeah, it's like I'm not on cocaine
Yeah.
right now, okay?
Right, yeah.
You get through about 3.5 X's.
So it ended at like 1:30 in the morning. And I feel like, come on, man. That's
That's really
that's
late.
tough, man. Like, sure, the kids can, I'm 47. So I finally get home 1:30. We go to bed. And then, I have to get up to go to a beer festival all day. I mean, come on.
Oh,
Life is
man.
fucking hard here.
So tough.
Responsibilities.
But that's ridiculous. It says 10:30 and it didn't start till 11:30.
Yeah, So like here's the deal. It's like for people who do have kids, it's not even about like the babysitter or whatever.
Mhm.
What it is like no matter what time, at least my children go to bed. Not so much Ian. Ian is like me and not a morning person, but like Danny is a very much a morning person,
Oh,
and she will wake
gravy.
up at like 5 a.m.
Oh,
my
No
gosh.
matter how late you put her in bed.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And like there's only so long she will deal with us being like, go find something to do. Because eventually she'll be like, fuck you guys, I am going to find something to do.
Yeah.
And you're not going to like it when you get up.
and it's destructive.
It's very destructive.
I love when New Mexico Entertainment does those kind of things, like make sure that there's showings of those kind of movies in town. And I like that they are doing cosplay stuff, and I like that they do
Yes.
giveaways.
Yeah,
So
But that's rough. Like post that. Like, so someone may not go.
Right.
Yeah.
And then don't get up there and then be like, well, if you have kids, don't come. You know what?
Yeah.
Fine, I won't come.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's
Yeah.
probably the best for everyone. I go to their 10:30 shows a lot, so it's pretty normal
Wow.
for them to.
That's because you wake up at 5 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah, and I go to sleep at like 5 a.m.
I know.
I just
that's
have a
what I'm
different
saying.
just
schedule.
like Scott Pilgrim.
But you did see the movie poster. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it was a great poster. I
Yeah.
love that.
My friend John Sanchez did that, and I'm gonna try to get him and his friend or his partner his business partner, what's his last name? Jeremy Montoya.
Yeah.
They do posters for like all the guild stuff. And
Yeah, we got one that was for oh god, Crystal's gonna kill me. We went to a showing at the Guild of Night of the Living Dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
I
did that
think
one.
it was. I think that was the one, and she got a really cool poster.
Those posters rule. Like I love them.
Have you seen the one they did, the Big Trouble in Little China one they did?
Oh, yeah.
So when you shut the light off, Lopan glows in the dark.
Oh, that's so cool.
Very good.
So my dog has found a piece of wood that she considers a ball,
Brody.
and I have it up here, and she keeps
What?
looking at
Is
both of
that
you.
what it is?
She's looking at both of you as like, are
You're
you gonna
right.
throw this or what?
Did you set us up, Chris?
No, I'm trying to get her to lay down, and
It's the same plot as Reservoir
Yeah.
Dogs.
So Holly Ann, you brought a bunch of different ex novo to
I
try.
did. So
Okay.
I brought 3, and then anybody who hasn't tried Pearl Haggard,
Yeah.
I will share my Pearl Haggard with you also.
I drank like 2 of them. I was just like, I didn't know we were tasting them. I was like, oh, I thought you were just drinking them.
Oh no, I brought those mostly for us, but I
All
wasn't
right.
sure if because Chris and I love Pearl Haggard.
Oh yeah.
And these are Hamster gets an unlimited amount of like low fills, so
Oh yeah.
I get a lot of free beer. But these Hamster sent, these are the three of his favorite seasonals they have at Ex Novo right now.
Oh, one says Bedrock Push Pop.
Yeah, this one,
Oh.
this one is his favorite. This is his baby. Because now he's officially a brewer. He's no longer a cellarman over there. So
Oh,
we're very, very proud of him.
Jason Slenga says, "Lurve me some Pearl Haggard."
Pearl Haggard is the best.
Same, yeah, same.
Okay, so I will start with this one.
What is that one?
So this is called sorry. This is called V is for Vienna,
Cool.
or V for Vienna.
It's a Vienna lager, probably.
And it's a Vienna lager.
Yeah.
And
Brewed with real Vienna sausages.
yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, just the water.
Just the one.
It's supposed to be paired with Vienna. No, I'm not kidding. He would kill me. He'd be like,
I'm
"That is
sorry.
not what I typed."
I know. Ex Novo. No.
That would be amazing. Like you see him take the sausages out, and then they turn the can upside down, and it's all.
Ew.
That's just how the beer pours.
Oh God. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
this is the Vienna Lager that's going to be entered into the World Beer
man.
Cup, and it's the first beer of the season for a VMO, which is Vienna Marzen or Oktoberfest.
I would like if Conan would have went to Vienna and had people from Vienna try Vienna sausages.
Oh God, they probably really
Oh,
not
man.
be happy about it.
I'm certain that this beer is going
Will
to
you
be
pour this, Smiley? I feel like that would be
You're
the
in
most efficient way to do this. These two, so Chris and I are not huge fans of IPA, but I'm going to tell you that this one
Are
is
those
a
IPAs?
juicy IPA,
Yeah.
and it's really good. So I'm going to make you
How
try this one.
did you know it's juicy? Did you look at the back of its pants?
No, that's what. Yes.
That was a really good joke, Chris. I
that
really
was-
like that one.
You know what? Sometimes he has zingers, and I enjoy it.
How'd you know they were zingers? Did you see the back of his pants?
I was eating zingers. I was like,
Yeah.
What flavor zinger is your
Raspberry.
favorite? Me too.
I don't know.
Chocolate's pretty okay too.
I'm more of a moon pie guy,
Ooh.
and I do like the strawberry moon pie.
I like the banana moon pie.
How do you know it's a moon pie? Do you see the? Sorry.
it's down the side of their glitter pants. Moon pies.
Cheers.
Uh,
10 cheers minimum.
10 cheers.
10 cheers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just remember we went to that beer festival yesterday, and Billy's in the studio. He's not on the mic, but I look at Billy the guy running sound is his canopy over him says Sam Adams, and I was like, you got to be shitting me, Sam Adams. I think that's fucking crap beer, and I get all mad. And someone's like, I like the Oktoberfest. I was like, well, yeah.
Yeah, it's good beer.
Well, yeah, I mean, fair.
I was like, but the Boston Lager is just trash.
Oh, so I have to call Hamster out for something.
Uh-oh.
So we were somewhere. I'm not going to say where because he will get really mad.
Did he have glitter pants on?
No, but they sell his beer at that place,
Uh-huh.
and he got some other I don't know what it was. It was like a Sierra Nevada beer or something. And then he complained about it. He was like,
Yeah.
"This beer is old. It tastes terrible." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess you
Sierra
should
Nev-
have drank your own beer."
Sierra Nevada or Sierra Blanca?
Sierra.
The one that's in Moriarty?
No,
Oh.
it was. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a craft beer. It was like whatever.
Quick interruption. This is a very good beer.
I
This
like
is
it.
a really good beer.
And this is which
So
one?
good.
This is called
Yeah,
V4 Vienna.
Yeah.
Okay. It's, yeah. Okay.
So it's a Vienna. We drink
Big
this
fan.
a lot at home.
okay.
It's so good.
All right.
So good, you might even like be okay with eating Vienna sausages. You'd be
Yeah.
like, whatever, I have this.
I just dip them in it. You know?
It's a 5.4 ABV.
I have a weird. So okay. So when I was growing up as a kid, like my dad would want to go camping, and
Mhm.
as an adult, I just figured out. Like one day, I just had an epiphany. I was like, my dad wanted to go camping so we could eat all the shitty food that he liked
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that my mom would not let him have.
Yeah.
Like Wolf Brand chili and Vienna sausages, right? Because he always bought those for camping. And he's like, this is what you get for camping. And I'm like, and then again, I've gone camping many times in my life and no one has ever brought those. Now,
Yeah, that is
Pass
not
this around.
something.
all right. Now, I will say this. I was always grossed out by like when you open the can and you see that nasty
Yeah.
jelly. And then I still like to eat them though.
I like
That's
Vienna
where the-
sausages.
And they
I
have the
can't help
weirdest texture.
All you got to do is warm that
It's-
jelly up, and
yeah.
it turns into a liquid.
Soft bologna.
it. Soft ball.
That's exactly what one time I went to my friend's youth group and they did a thing where it was like a relay race,
Oh wow.
but it was like an icebreaker. So you had to run up and just grab a grocery out of a grocery bag and eat whatever it was. And then
Oh,
the
yeah.
next person couldn't go until you had done that and gone back and tagged them. I was new. I was a brand new person. And I showed up and everybody else got like a banana or like a orange that you had to peel or
Yeah.
and I went up, I reached in and immediately pulled out an entire can of Vienna sausages that I then had to eat in
Oh.
front of brand new friends.
Oh, no.
And everybody's all, hey, Vienna sausage, what are you doing?
Hey,
Right,
that's that
and then-
sausage girl.
They were like, drink the juice.
Yeah.
Youth group is this? This is
Ew.
crazy.
I
Yeah.
remember, so I remember like when I was in junior high, there was those Wednesday night youth group things
Mhm.
when people were like, it's the coolest thing, man. It's
Mhm.
only like, and I was not there. But this girl, Myra Dingman, ate 4 worms. And that I'm 47 years old and I still remember that. So watch what you do at a youth group thing.
Actual worms.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you a
One for
little
the
bit.
Father, the Son.
Oh god.
4? That's
I-
pretty.
Right.
I remember her name
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I remember what she did
And how many worms she ate.
and how many fucking worms she
Was
All
it
right.
just a dare?
It was one of those things because they would do those youth group things and they're like, oh man, we're edgy and cool and you don't
Yeah.
have to drink or do drugs,
You can
So
eat
it
worms.
sounds like it was a
Eat
dare.
worms, listen to DC
It's gotta
talk.
be dares.
DC talk.
All right, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this beer. Sorry. So this one it was actually made here at the New Mexico
I like
facility.
it. I like it. Hate the name.
Uh-oh.
Well, it was made during COVID,
All right.
so it's called Threat Level Turquoise.
Yeah.
Cute.
I don't like it. That's me.
Well, you're entitled to your wrong opinion, Chris. But this beer is important because it actually won a gold medal at GABF.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's a
being
big deal.
cheeky and fun. I
No,
I
no,
just,
no.
Yeah,
You're fine.
I just don't like the. I don't know.
It's a way for
It's
you to
okay.
like decide how much of a Karen you're dealing with.
Yeah.
It's a threat level turquoise. Like she's wearing it everywhere.
All I want is for one New Mexico rapper to do the full fist turquoise
Oh,
ring
Oh,
across.
yeah.
You know?
Oh,
That's all I want. Come on.
this is super
This is
delicious.
That's
Great.
expensive,
It's a
man.
good one. I'm
What's
not
that?
a fan
That's
of
expensive.
IPAs.
They'd have to
Oh,
like.
I thought you said it was offensive, and I was like, well, he could be a native rapper.
No, 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 no.
Offensively
I-
expensive.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's
It
kind
would
of
be.
expensive. They'd have to like
But-
kind of be up.
Okay, every single one of those
Doing pretty
rings that a
good.
rapper wears are expensive. It's like
It's true.
that's the whole idea, James.
I know. I'm waiting
Yeah.
for a New Mexico rapper that has that kind
Not
of
too much.
money to throw around.
What's this guy's name? It's
Oh, you guys are fine.
Def
Take your
I.
time.
He could
Yeah,
pull it
Defy.
off.
I love him.
He could pull it off. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't like IPAs, and it pains hamsters so hard that I don't like. So like, I'm not the biggest fan of Threat Level Turquoise.
Yeah.
I like the name. I'm not a big IPA person, but it's a pretty good IPA. This one, I actually will drink a whole one of these.
Can I call out New Mexico brewers real quick?
The Gill.
No. Yeah. Sure. If that's what I have to do. It's called Burning Bridges. I'm with you. I don't like them either. And I'll tell you also why I don't like them. Because for every good one there's some beer that someone has messed up, and to cover it up, they dry
Yeah.
hop it and call it an IPA.
It's true.
And I'm sorry, that's
Hamster will
happens.
tell you that they do that.
They do.
Not at Ex Novo though.
No,
Let me tell
no.
you that Hamster's boss is
No.
very particular, and they take their beer seriously. But this is Hamster's favorite seasonal that they have right now.
I love the name of this one.
And he worked very hard on this
Yeah.
one.
And what's it called?
This one is called Bedrock Push Pop.
I like that one.
And it's a tangerine and orange zest juicy IPA, and it is a 7.3
Yeah, that is,
ABV.
She uses.
But it is super delicious. I don't like IPAs, and I like this one. So
This is so super delish. I cheated and took a sip earlier.
no.
I was singing that song, Tangerine by the One Hit Wonder Flaming Lips. Just
One
kidding.
Hit Wonder.
Just kidding. I thought they were going to be
Who?
One Hit Wonder. The Flaming
And if
Lips.
you guys want
I know,
more,
I've never heard
he
of them.
gave us
Okay.
2 of those, so
Oh,
you
man.
guys have at it.
I do like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little. It's like at first it's a little jarring, but then it's like okay, cool. I can.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It
I love
like
it.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it,
Mhm.
and like here's the problem: being the partner to a brewer who's very proud of his work and works very hard, is that sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hate this. I'm gonna hate this so hard. And I thought I was gonna hate this one. He was talking about this one for weeks, like he was super excited about it. And then when it finally came out, I was like, okay, let's go try it.
You're all thanks for the barf in the glass.
Yeah, but I actually really enjoy this one.
Here-
But there are times that I literally have to tell him, like, I hate your beer.
No thanks.
Yeah. Here's what I need to put a stomp down on real quick.
Uh-oh.
If I say I don't like the way something tastes, and your answer is, well, you drink Malort.
Oh,
All right, I do understand that Malort is nasty. I don't go, Malort, tasty.
Kelly, have you had Malort?
we
Yes.
did just recently.
Okay.
Oh man,
I was at Wide Right in Denver, which is a comedian owned bar.
what? Someone has it in Denver? I
Mhm.
knew Denver. There is somewhere in Denver that has it. Yeah.
There was something. Okay, so we were hanging out with our
Uh-huh.
comedian friend Brett Hiker, who was awesome. But
Right there.
we okay, we hung out with him. They
Yeah.
had something called a malortament,
And it's an ornament.
and I was
Yeah.
like, "What?"
I have one.
Mhm.
And
So
they
do
were
we
like,
now,
"You
too.
have to have this," and then they just
It's
Gave it to me.
it's right there above that. It's next to that Bud Light sign or whatever. Yeah. See it? Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
But I was like, "I haven't had a malort shot," and they were like, "Oh no.
Oh,
Here's the ornament. Here's the shot. Do it."
yeah.
Now
Oh,
you deserve the
Oh,
ornament.
oh, you got the ornament. Oh,
Yeah, I did.
nice. That's fantastic.
Yes.
I have socks as well.
Oh, I do not have a. I
But
do
like,
not have socks.
but like, someone kinda like,
Relax.
I was like, this tastes nasty, and they're like, oh, you like fucking Malort. I'm like, I didn't. It's not that I like it. I like the idea. I like the insanity of how awful
We
it is.
like making people take
Yeah.
shots and seeing their reaction
Mhm.
because that's how we show our love
Mhm.
as human beings.
Right.
I feel like all of us are that way.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, for the first 2 years I was on this podcast, everybody thought Chris and I hated each
Right.
other because our love language is just
Talking
ragging
shit.
each
Yeah,
other
right.
the whole
'Cause
time.
that's what you should do when you love someone. I mean, the idea of the Malort is the whole like, ooh,
Do you
this.
guys want to try this?
Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff there.
I've had
I've
it.
had it and
I've
I
had
love
it,
it.
and it's
Yeah.
really good.
But the whole idea is oh, gross. Here, try this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
ooh, this tastes nasty. Here,
Yeah.
you try it. You know,
There's a whole culture around Fernet too, where
Yeah?
it's like, I
Oh
think if
my
you're
God.
like you get a coin and you can show that and get like free Fernet at
I
places. And,
I have to tell you,
Mhm.
as somebody who worked in the bar industry for years, Fernet is known as like a bartender's
Mhm.
Yeah.
drink or
Yeah.
whatever.
delight, a bartender's delight.
The first job I worked at, the first bartending job I had, I worked under this really old man who was like, at the end of your shift, you've earned yourself a Fernet. And I was like,
For me, it's a ferment.
oh, yeah. I took one drink of it and I was like, what the
I don't-
fuck is that?
I
It
don't
tastes like dirt.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
worse than Malort though.
It's not. I can handle Malort better than Fernet because
Yeah.
that guy would make me drink Fernet at the end of
Mm.
every shift because he thought I needed
You
to do that. Yeah.
Someone did that to me at
It's
the
so
press club the
gross.
other night. They're like, "You need Fernet for Burnett."
Ugh.
Oh
That's my
no.
last
Boy.
name, and I'm like, "Oh, here we go."
Oh,
Ugh.
no.
And
I hate
so
Fernet.
And so it begins.
I hate
Yeah.
Fernet. I will drink Malort over Fernet
Yeah.
any day. I just think it tastes like dirt and sadness.
I feel like they're competing awfulness. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I think we need to like re-zhuzh up the like Four Horsemen drink
Yes.
and have it be like Campari, Fernet, Malort,
like
and like
Cynar.
and like all like
Oh.
Cynar, and like all and like just shake it up and be like, good
There
luck
you
to
go.
you.
Yeah.
You know what? We should do that, Chris.
Oh yeah.
We should make that and
Fernet.
then
Yeah,
give
yeah.
it to somebody that we don't like.
Welcome to yeah.
or
just-
somebody we love
Or
a
just
lot.
be like, if you could drink this, you're in.
You're in.
The trick is to have founders make a 10 drink minimum drink that actually has 10 shots of something in
Oh my
it, and
God.
it's just building up to like one,
It's like $40.
or like or you can
Or
even
you
do like
could
an
do, like,
eyedropper
little
of
ones.
like a whole bunch of things,
Yeah.
and you make like a 10 drink shot that
I'll bring it
has.
That's a good idea.
10 different types.
Mhm.
But
I mean, how hard would that to make happen? Not
No.
hard at all.
No.
Yeah.
They'll do. I mean, they
will
would.
it taste good?
I
don't
bet
know.
you money. Josh can make it taste good.
I bet
Oh,
you
I
yeah.
believe
Yeah.
it.
if
Josh-
there's there's someone who could do it.
Oh yeah,
It's
Josh
that dude.
blows me away all the time.
Did you try? Okay, founders. This is why I don't like green chili. It's
Hmm.
well documented.
Oh,
But-
he hates it, and
Mhm.
it is a point of contention.
Yeah,
'Cause
people
he's
bring
weird.
it up.
But
That's
But-
okay. More for us. It's fine.
But no. But Josh made this infused
Oh,
vodka
It's so good.
that was green chili chicken enchilada.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's
Oh, yeah.
so good.
It's like, and like I tried it and I was like, yep, that's what it tastes like.
They made
It's
like
so
a
good.
queso drink.
Yes.
And it was,
creepy.
I was like, okay, I'm going to order this because
Yeah.
it's going to be a disaster. And then I ordered it and I was like, unfortunately, I have to report that this is delicious. This is
Yeah.
like the best thing I've had. I have no idea.
Yeah.
You
And
should
then-
never
and-
put cheese in a drink, but here we are.
Alcoholic enchiladas. Who would have
When-
known? I'm like, this is going to be bad all the way around.
When I worked at Press Club, here's what would happen is one of our distributor guys would show up on like a Thursday, and my boss and we would drink, and he knew what we liked to drink. So he would start with that. He would be like, here's some tasting. And then he would sell us a bunch of shit that we
Uh-huh.
did not need.
Yep.
And one time we got like 2 cases of this terrible, like blue corn whiskey.
No.
And like there are some whiskeys here in New Mexico. I'm not going to say who made it because I don't want to call anybody out. They're like a local distillery. There is one that is really good.
Broken Trail.
That's really not on brand for us. Usually we're all about
Yeah.
calling people
Well,
out.
here's the deal. I try
I
to be
know.
supportive, but the rest of their alcohols
I know
were really
who makes
good.
it. I know who makes it.
The rest of the alcohols were really
Yeah,
good
I
that
know.
came from that place, but then we didn't realize that we were also getting 2 cases
Yeah.
of this terrible
Snuck
thing.
in.
And I got in quite a bit of trouble for this
Oh.
decision. And they were like, you got to figure out something to do with it. So here's what I did. I made a chicken enchilada like Bloody Mary with it.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
everybody had the same thing about like,
And it was a
don't-
whiskey?
The cheese.
Yep.
Yeah.
here's the thing, Chris, I had to work with what I had because they literally told me that like
Mhm.
if we didn't sell it within a certain time frame, I was going to have to buy it.
No.
I don't know. So, okay, a Bloody Mary made with tequila is a Bloody Maria. What is a Bloody Mary made with whiskey?
You know what? I
girl
don't
name is
even-
that?
A Bloody
don't-
Willy?
It's a-
Yeah, it has
I
to
don't
be
know.
a girl name.
That's
It's
Bloody-
like
Yeah,
a
Bloody
bloody.
Taylor Swift.
It was a. I wish I had thought of that. So like I was trying to move this so hard, and people were like, so then I turned it into a weird martini thing because they were like, the tomato wasn't. This was weeks of me just being like, guys, I love you so much, and you're here every day, and you love me so much, and you want me to not be homeless, right? So I need you to just roll with this.
yeah. Just drink this
Oh, wow.
trash for me,
just
Yeah.
one.
please.
Just one every time you come is fine.
Drink the
Wow.
trash.
So when I
don't have to
made,
get a different job.
so when I turned it into like this weird martini thing, it actually was pretty good, and people
Wow.
bought the shit out of it.
Did you
and
put
I
like
didn't have to
chicken
pay-
stock in it?
I
Or-
did not. I put olive juice in it.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's
A
pretty
Bloody Mary Jobeth.
A Bloody
Yeah, there we go.
good. Yeah, that's correct.
And
That's 3 of 4 Little Women.
so sometimes, and this isn't the case with Josh. Josh's infused thing is delicious and amazing, and he's not trying to move things.
No.
But sometimes, if you see a bartender pushing something real weird,
Yeah.
maybe just help them out. Because
Well,
I'm telling you,
And,
there's a reason.
and we have a running gag because I was in there one night and some youthful people just turned 21 were in Founders ordering a blue drink.
Oh.
They had 3 of them, and I said, "What did they just fucking order that you make that's blue?" And he goes, "They ordered 3 Adios motherfuckers." I was like, "They came into this
Josh is nicer than
establishment."
I ever would have been. They used to get
So-
one, and that was it.
So my new thing is I'm like, go to Founders. They make the best top shelf AMF that
You're
you'll
so
ever
mean.
and you know, like, and so you know, it's a top because like an Adios motherfucker is basically a Long Island, but you change out like
Oh
the
my
triple sec
God.
with blue carousel and something else, right?
And the way the girls order it, it was.
Yeah.
Can
So-
I get?
Yeah.
I'm
But,
gonna
like-
do drunk girl for Billy because Billy's sitting in here, and this was one of the first things we bonded over. Because I had a joke where I had to like learn how to do a drunk girl accent.
And Billy does it really well.
See, I can't even do it anymore.
I'll
Excuse me,
have.
can I get one of those? Like, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like
I was
Adios.
wondering if you could make me a Scooby snack,
Oh,
but a drink, not a shot.
It's like
I need a tall,
I want a
a
whole.
tall Scooby snack.
I'm sorry,
Thank you
it's
so
like
much.
a Long Island iced tea, but it's like blue.
Oh my
They're like-
God.
Do you guys have hypnotic?
And the bartender goes, yes.
You know what I used to do? This is I'm not a bartender anymore, so I get to share these things now.
Yeah.
And hopefully I never go back to bartending because then nobody will hire me. But I was a grumpy bartender. I will admit that fully. And my regulars loved it.
Mhm.
New people, not so fucking much. And so sometimes people would order things like that, and I'd be like, you know what? Sure, absolutely. Let me make you one of those. Coming right up. And I would make them one, and then they would order a second one, and it would pretty much just be blue carousel and like
Mhm.
lemonade.
Mhm.
And then they'd be like, this one doesn't feel as strong though.
Or they'll be like, you know what? The first one was okay. That second one's way
Yeah,
better.
that would happen a lot too.
Yeah.
I also would charge them for that and then give them like blue raspberry,
Mhm.
like Kool-Aid or whatever.
Yeah. When I was
basically.
in San Diego at the end of last year, right? I'm flying back, and I didn't, you know, I've grown up around the Texas accent,
Well,
the northern New Mexico accent.
mhm.
I've been to the South, and then I'd only ever heard the California accent on TV,
Mhm.
Right.
and like people making fun of it.
Mhm.
And I was like, that's not real, right? So I'm in the San Diego airport, 8 a.m. flying back, and the guy next to me is like, I'll order another drink, bro, but I just want to tell you that one was shit. And I was like, what the fuck? You just told the bartender that his drink was shit?
Hey,
But in the most
everybody,
chill accent.
this Southwest flight is going to be hella late, so hella delayed by
And,
45 minutes.
So he's like,
Drink at
can
the
you
bar,
can you
dude."
make me something else, bro? And the guy's like, well, what would you like? He's like, I don't know, man. You're the professional, man. Make whatever. So he makes him an Adios motherfucker. And he comes over and he gives it to him, and he's like, oh, man, bro, that is tasty. You are my man, Peter. You're my bro, dude. You're my bartender.
One of my favorite
Oh,
Saturday Night
God.
Live things of all time ever is
The
the
Californians.
Californians.
Yeah.
And
What are you doing here?
yeah. Well, but like I got like stuck on the 10. and
I was on the
anyway.
PCH,
Yeah.
and I had to go take.
5 to 10?
Yeah.
So like I loved that bit,
Yeah.
and then Kurt took me to California to do comedy. Like the first year I did, like I was so new to comedy and so new to like I had lived in a tiny little town with my stupid ex-husband. So like I was very like same thing, Chris. I was like, this
That's
is
not real.
This is exaggerated.
Right.
No, it
No.
is not. They talk a lot about how they got places.
Traffic is very, very important down there.
It is. And then like the way people would talk, I would just stare and be like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Oh
That's
my
real.
God, bro.
Oh,
And
whoa.
I feel like there's like that, and then there's like Jess Woods, California.
Oh, yeah.
You
oh
know what
my
I mean?
God, I love her.
There's like two Californias.
Can we just talk about how much I love Jess Woods?
Love
so
Jess Woods.
the
I-
first time I ever saw her do comedy, I was kind of like, okay, she's interesting. I don't know who this lady is, but she is something else. And then I got to know her, and I have to tell you, she's the sweetest human being I've ever met in my life. And her life stories are fucking dope.
Awesome.
Incredible.
Have y'all not had her on?
No, I don't know who
We
that is.
need to
Gotta
have
have
her.
her.
Yeah. She has a podcast
okay,
called Get Wood. That's
yes,
awesome.
And Ian falls asleep to it. Like all
She-
he
and
loves
she's local,
her
and
voice.
she's local.
Yeah,
She has a
she's-
podcast?
Yeah. She
Nope.
moved here.
All podcasts fail. I'm just kidding.
she's great.
Listen to
but
Comedy Ghost Town anywhere that you
anywhere that podcasts are available.
Anywhere podcast.
No, like the thing that's the coolest about Jess Wood, honestly, like I mean everything is cool about her, but I love that she was on
Def Comedy Jam.
Def Comedy Jam.
Oh, wow.
She was the first white girl ever
What?
on
Yeah.
Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah, y'all need to talk.
Yeah.
She's great.
No, she's
And she's a murderous podcast guest. Like
Oh.
she'll come on and she will just like
Oh,
totally just
there, I feel weird that I haven't brought that up, but we've had so many guests lately.
We
And
have, yeah.
So, but we need to have. You would love her.
All
You're
right.
gonna fall in love with her
Okay.
as a human being. She's.
I mean, if she was like opening a comedy club or something, whatever, then like obviously.
That's a whole different deal.
You're like that.
All right.
No,
Well, see,
no, no.
that's where I want you guys to feel like you have some stroke in town. You guys were like, "Hey, can we come on your show like at the end of the month and talk about something?" Yeah,
I don't think
are
there
the
was
best.
any question.
yeah.
I just gave you guys a lot of shit about like what
what
your
it was.
secret was.
Yeah.
I kind
Did
of
you know?
You knew.
I did not know.
I didn't know for a fact, but I was like, "This is what's happening."
No,
think
I
it's
had
like-
no idea. Because here's the deal, you guys.
Mhm.
Sarah and Kelly are like two of my favorite human beings, and you never know what they're gonna say.
Right.
You don't know. You could think you know, and then it's gonna be
I
like
pretty much thought it was that.
over the top.
I was hoping anyway.
I think my favorite one was the other day. I was like, guys, I got it figured out.
Yeah.
You're DB Cooper's relative,
I am.
and you figured it out. And that mostly came from I watched 4 documentaries about DB Cooper.
Whoa.
Was this
I went on a deep dive.
Was this the one? Because I've heard this recently
Uh-huh.
that a lot of like people now believe he didn't exist, and the actual flight crew stole the money.
There is that
Whoa.
one,
Yeah.
and I watched that one. But my favorite one
Yeah.
was the one on HBO where all these people thought that their dads who
Oh,
left
yeah,
them
yeah, yeah.
was DB Cooper,
I've
and
heard
all
that
of those
too.
people are wrong, and they were just sad.
To me, this is like
My DB Cooper like went out for cigarettes and like never came
Yeah.
back.
it's like a JT Leroy situation.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
What would be better is like he went for cigarettes outside the airplane and never came back.
But I do like the theory that the flight crew. So like I even said it there,
Yeah.
like, oh, it's actually what? Because my theory is that it was a flight attendant on the
Yeah,
plane,
yeah.
and I think that she was just smart, like most women are, and you know, she
Don't laugh at that.
used.
I know. I agree. Actually.
She used the
I
fact
agree.
that everybody was like, "Oh, she's just a stupid woman," and she was like, "Yeah, totally. I'm so helpless, and that
Yeah.
was so scary."
How dumb am I, right?
Yeah, right. And I think that DB Cooper was like her boyfriend or something.
Oh wow.
and when he anyway,
He's
it's
like-
a whole thing.
He's like, all right.
He's like, okay.
You're my like bartender,
Okay.
man. You're like my dude. I'm like DB Cooper. I'll close out right now.
Have you guys watched that show on HBO Max called Minx?
I haven't watched it yet, but I
Okay.
really, really want to.
It's really good though.
Is it?
Yeah, and
I like the premise.
and then the whole idea, like the dude is like the center pole guy's like super stupid,
yeah.
and then she's like I can't. She's like this feminist who wants to start a magazine and
Like a
in the-
feminist
yeah.
magazine.
Yes.
And then like a porn, isn't it like a
Yeah.
porn guy comes up to her and he's
Yeah.
like, I could publish your magazine,
Yes.
but like, here's the deal. It's going to be like
Yes.
porn for women.
Mhm.
I'm
Yes.
very into it.
But then then they'll read your articles and like
Mhm.
and then yeah, I'm not gonna run it for
I
you,
need
but
to
like
watch it.
but it's really funny like how the dynamic of like like the intellectual guy and the dumb woman like flips like it's like
Yeah.
Is it based off of a real magazine?
I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
it's lightly based
Yeah.
on some real situation.
It could be.
Interesting.
I think
but-
it's like an amalgamation like Mrs. Maisel, which by
Yeah.
the way, I'm
Totally.
watching the
Right.
4th season right now, and
Gotcha.
Oh, you're not done with it?
not done yet.
Interesting. So I want to go back to you. Like, don't laugh at that. So let me explain.
I'm
Like
joking
no.
with you. Okay.
I know, but like when I was in high school, I graduated with a class of 16,
Mhm.
8 girls and 8 boys. I got a 3.0 grade point average, and that was because I was in line there was the 8 girls and then me. And so I am very well aware that women are smarter than men.
No, you know what I
Yeah.
love about Chris is like he comes across as a dude bro. Like
Yeah.
when I first met Chris, I was like, that guy is a total dude bro.
Yeah.
And like we're not gonna get along. And then there'll be times where like he comes to the open mic and he is more mad about like a
Yeah, fuck
sexist
yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Because I'm so desensitized. I feel
Mhm.
like sometimes I'm just like, whatever. And Chris will be like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? You want me to fuck him up?
I'll beat
I'm
him
like-
up outside right now. I'll do bro him real quick. Well, and then like we go to that thing yesterday, right? And there were thousands and thousands of people at this food truck. Okay, this is how I know people are starving for some shit to do. They stuck 50 food trucks and Coors Light and whoever does Coors Light in town and whatever every beer that they have at their distributorship and in an 80s cover band, and thousands of people showed up to this. None of it was like spectacular. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, and I'm glad we left. We left at 2 because the porta potty situation, there was like 8.
Oh my gosh.
Fire festival.
You want to know something really, really
What?
nerdy, but
Oh.
on the
Uh-huh.
marketing side, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Oh.
you.
No.
Is like, so we launched our like landing page website
Uh-huh.
in order to register for
Sure,
business stuff or whatever. And I looked at it the other day because I was updating our like Google My Business. And per our analytics, we've had like, and literally the landing page said like,
Nothing.
coming soon, Comedy
Mhm.
Club,
Mhm.
Albuquerque, whatever. We had like 3,000 visitors,
Wow.
like 3,000 unique page views
Already.
Yes, for nothing, for like literally
Yeah.
nothing. So I'm right there on board with you. Like
Yeah.
clearly, people want something.
People
to do.
want stuff
Something to do.
So we go and like it is like I'm trying to figure this out. Like I'm like, where are these fucking people from? Because they're, they're not our people. And like I look at Billy, I go, these are West Sider and Rio Rancho
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
Excuse.
Hold
it.
on,
No,
hold on.
you're right. I
So
live
there's-
with the Rio.
And I'm
Rancho
talking
people.
the couple where they both have head to toe Harley Davidson matching like outfits, right? She's wearing Harley Davidson boots and like
Yeah.
shirt, and it was that.
Oh, did you
crowd-
see my mom?
Maybe.
I haven't.
And
I
then
haven't seen
and then
it.
lots of bro dudes.
Oh, yeah.
And like and it was really funny because I'm like, I can float into any like you can ask Billy. Billy's like, I've never seen a person who can float in and out of like
yeah.
different crowds of people and talk to them and they love you and then you float to the night and then like you may hate them and I mostly do. Like the bro dudes people, I'm like, I hate everything you're saying, but all right, cool, I'll float in and walk over to these other people who,
That's
like,
why I like to cling to you in
Right.
social situations.
But like we're just there and like every single person I'm like, but I'm a people watcher and I am like, man, like, okay, so you wore acid wash jeans with dark like bright red sneakers and a glittery shirt and you tucked it in and a hat and this is like a man like
Oh,
he's like
I was gonna say
Full
is it
euphoria.
just my outfit. or-
right, I feel attacked, but it was like one of those situations where I'm like, these are just like the most like, and I hate to say it, but like generic people.
This is how you know that
Yeah.
Facebook marketing works. Like
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know that they had a targeted
Yes.
ad that
Yes.
just like hit everybody
That's
over and over and over again, and they
That's
decided to go out that
it.
day.
That is exactly it.
I want to check out what this food truck thing's all
because,
about.
because I had never heard a fucking thing about it, and like we're trying to figure out what to do for the weekend. And my girlfriend like messages me and she goes, "How about this?" And I'm like, "Wow, I fucking never heard of this at all."
yeah.
And then well, hold on.
Oh, no.
And then I'm like, they're advertising as shit. No one's gonna be there. And fucking we leave at 2. We'd been there since 11, and there's a line down the street to
God.
get in.
Mhm.
So like I didn't know what was going on until on Wednesday. This is something cool that I got to do. My friend took me to tea at the St. James Tea Room on
Yeah,
Wednesday.
great.
Mhm.
And it was so delicious and so good. It's always amazing. But we were talking and like she's having like awkward issues like we all do.
Oh wow.
She's like out there trying to date.
This is a room full of awkward.
Yeah. And yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And she was like, dating so hard and like this guy, like I need to come up with like an idea to like ask him out and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. And so I've been trying to help her even though I'm also awkward and I'm so glad I don't have to date anymore because oh my god. But I was like, oh, there's apparently a food truck
Yeah.
beer festival. And I was like, that's perfect because you don't have to sit at a table and talk to him. You can like go and walk around and there's lots of stuff to talk about. So I don't know if she went,
Well-
but that's the only reason I knew it was happening. I was like, let me Google what's happening in Albuquerque right now. Also, there was like a lot of other really weird stuff that came up on the Google thing. And I was like, you could
Interesting.
go to that, I guess.
Well, in
There's a
the
Celtic fair like the same day.
yeah.
It was the Renaissance Fair in Edgewood.
Oh wow.
And she was like,
I will say this: we do have a lot of great food trucks,
yeah.
and then we have like we're getting a little saturated on some things.
Why did they only give out Vienna sausages?
No. Like if you're like I'm
Don't
gonna
even melt the gel.
if your idea is like I'm gonna start a taco truck because we don't have good ones here, you're out of your fuck. Like there was so many taco burrito trucks there,
Yeah.
right? So many. Also, we have a new coffee shop downtown, which now makes 13 coffee shops we now have downtown.
Hell yeah.
Like the old art bar is now Buds and
Brews.
Buds and Brews.
Mhm.
I would say Buds and Bees, but Buds and Brews. And have you been inside of it?
no.
Okay. Here's what trips me out about that location.
The ghosts?
There's the ghosts.
ghosts.
People
Oh,
keep.
Another place for us to go
The
ghost
ghosts.
hunting.
So when the wine dive opened there, I walk in and my friend Josh works there, and I'm like, "Oh wow, I love what you did with the place." And by that, you turned on the lights.
My lights. But they advertise it that way. They say it's turnkey. So
Right.
as soon as you go in, it's exactly like how it
Yeah.
was when it was art bar.
Okay, but the Buds and Brews place, I walk in, and like everything is the same, but they changed all of the colors of the furniture.
Yeah. Oh.
Like you took the furniture, and instead of purple or maroon, it's now green. And I'm like, whoa.
For the buds.
Like, like it's like literally like you took the room and you put it into Photoshop and you're like, okay, this is too bright. Let's just like in Photoshop turn everything to earth tones. and all the furniture's the same, but now it's an earth tone. Like I don't know how you did it, and it like feels like it took way more money than it should
Yeah.
have. But
Was the coffee okay?
yeah, I liked it. And they're gonna have beer, but they don't have it yet.
I'm just excited because
Yeah.
to me, like Sarah and I were talking about
Yeah.
this. It is queer owned, so to me, it's like it
Oh,
I didn't
seems
know
like
that.
there's a bar on the L Word called The Planet. It's
Okay.
like a cafe in the
Oh.
day and then a
Yeah.
wine bar at night, and it's like very. I mean,
love
like
the
to reference
L
The Planet at all, it's
Mhm.
very campy.
Doug,
So to me, I'm like, oh, we have a planet.
Oh.
It's fun.
Doug, like
I love
Doug,
the L Word.
Doug
It's
supports it.
so good.
And as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, I got to go check it out and I'll support it too. And I talked to the people for a little while and they were like, oh, yeah. And they knew who I was. And they were like, well, if you want to come podcast here, da 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 da. I'm like, oh, all right. You know,
Nice.
and because like I already go to the Castle. I like Castle
Yeah.
a lot.
The porn
The
store?
porn store.
Or...
I go to Castle
Castle
Superstore.
Yeah.
I'll have a coffee and the Great
I'll have a
American-
double shot.
You're just like, I'm here at Castle for a pick me up, if you know what I mean.
I'll do a latte and the Great American Challenge, please.
Oh my god.
And thank you.
I will tell you this though. Every time someone brings up that I know outside of like here brings up Castle, I'm like, by the way, don't go there. Go to self-serve sexuality
You
research.
have
Self-serve.
to always self-serve.
Oh my god, self-serve.
Yeah.
The people who own it are
Yeah.
amazing.
Lady,
It's
yeah.
a safe
Mhm.
Big fan.
space.
Mhm.
It is woman owned. You're
And their
never
new
gonna
location
feel
has
creeped.
a education center in
Yeah.
it.
Really
Like
cool.
it's
Yeah.
perfect.
They will teach you how to give blowjobs there.
I brought
And
that
it's
up.
amazing.
To some
None for
folks.
me, thanks.
Yeah.
You're
I mean,
so,
aren't you the least? No, I'm just kidding.
You're so fortunate.
Yes.
Um,
It's true, she is.
It's so difficult. Honestly,
Yeah.
blowjobs are difficult. So you know,
That's
I might
corporate.
take the class.
Just as a bi person, I feel you. Like,
Yes.
yes. Glad
Um,
to have graduated.
there you
Sorry.
you graduated and I am jealous. So I'm just kidding, Keemstar.
Do you think he's gonna hear this?
No, but
you know what?
We tried all
Sometimes
these beers for him.
Yeah,
So-
we love him.
sometimes he will. So when we first got together, he would listen to the podcast.
Actually,
like,
hold on.
every
Here's
week.
what's gonna happen. He's not gonna hear this, but somebody's gonna go. So I heard about the blowjobs on your show, your girlfriend's show. Someone's
Sounds
gonna.
more like ex blovo.
Someone's gonna bring it up to him. You
So
think?
he's be like, "Oh, sorry to hear Holidays take blowjob classes."
Right.
Uh, No, you know what happens to me is like now because we have kids and stuff, like he doesn't listen all the time, but he will pick like a week and listen to it at work, and then he's like, "Cool, thanks for saying that on the show." And I'm like, "It's called 10 drink minimum. I say dumb stuff."
I just want you to post on Facebook. Hey guys, decided to take some classes, go back to school. Blowjob school.
Oh, you know what? This is going to be the episode my dad decides to listen to. That's also what happened.
My parents also were like, "How can we watch the thing?" And so they may be watching it.
Oh.
I'm just here to
Hi,
say, like,
Sarah's
I think that like it is common knowledge that like as a thing, blowjobs are not like fun or good. But if you love the person, then whatever.
Right. Like,
It's
I want
different.
him to be happy, but
Yes,
also,
it's
like,
different.
I can't breathe. Like, I have, here's what it is. And maybe people could shed some light, but I have allergies. Okay.
All right.
I have allergies.
It's
boy.
terrible right now.
And blowjob. Okay, here's what happened. And I'm sorry, hamster, but here's what happened.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Okay. I wanted to make him happy, and
Sure.
I have really bad allergies, and I can't breathe, right? So it was like I had to choose to breathe or whatever, and I made a really gross noise. Like I was just like, and not for hot reasons, right? Because apparently men find it hot when we make "I'm about to puke" noises, which is a whole other
No,
conversation
no.
for a whole
I
other
don't
day.
think it's a puke thing. I think it's like a size
Yes.
thing.
And
Yeah.
you know, Hamster is a good guy, and he does it like that. Like it freaks him out.
I don't like it either. It freaks me out.
But I was like, I do not feel sexy when I do this, bro, because I am making gross noises. My nose is plugged up.
You're like, wait
how do
until
you do
things
it
are
during-
stop blooming?
Right? Like, can we wait until I
Winter.
already have like plant cum in my mouth?
Just blow snot out on his penis and go, there you go. Now you know how it feels.
There you go.
Now you know how it feels, motherfucker.
There
Talk
you
about
go.
Edgewood.
That was for whoever's mom was
Yeah.
listening.
My mom. I'm sorry, Mom.
Sorry.
Sorry,
My-
Sarah's
Sandra
mom.
Kennedy.
My favorite
Sorry, Sandra.
my favorite
Sorry,
story on
Sandra.
that about like someone's family listening. We had the band Wildwood on way back in the day, right? Wildwood they were a band around town, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll come on your show," and they told all their family, and like, what's her name? What was her name that was in Wildwood?
Which one?
Billy.
I'm sorry, who?
What was the girl in Wildwood?
Meredith.
Meredith Wildwood. Her dad was a pastor.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And so their family was like, I can't believe you're on that show. They say the F word a lot. And I was like, we do? I was like, oh man. And she was like, yeah, my parents were so pissed. My dad wanted to fight you.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh, what? Really? Well,
Wow.
Fuck it.
I think the cool thing about my dad. The cool thing about my dad, so like when the first time I was a guest on the show, before I started talking about how I worked at a strip club, and everybody was worried because I'm so close with my dad. I'm like, no,
Right.
my dad worked at strip clubs when I was a kid. That's how he bought most of our furniture.
Mhm, mhm.
And when I went to talk
Wait,
to
hold
him,
on. With the money from that or from the strip club?
with the money,
Okay.
he
Keep
was a
going.
bouncer.
That's fine.
And so I remember calling my dad. I was like, you know, hey dad, I got like offered a job to be a bartender at a strip club. He's like, take it,
Mhm.
fucking take it. And then he goes, but if you're gonna be a stripper, don't tell me about that. Like, I
Oh,
don't want to
wow,
hear
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
But like, if you're gonna do it, then like whatever.
That's
but
supportive,
like,
right?
and I thought that was fair. I feel like I like my dad's parenting style. But what happened was my extended family decided for the first time ever to support something I did.
Oh,
No.
And my whole family discovered that I worked at a strip club. And it was years later, and they still were like, that's disgusting.
all your cousins were like, so gross. When does it
Yeah.
open up?
We have a friend who is a comic now in LA, and she used to work at a strip club, and she used to get on stage and tell how much money she made stripping versus
stripping,
doing comedy.
Which
Oh,
was-
God.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like,
On
that's how you know
payments.
I'm following my dreams. Is I'm not
Right.
making any money.
Oh
And then
my
she was like, my
God.
favorite thing about telling people I used to be a stripper is that like I'll get off stage and every girl will be like, wow, you were a stripper? Do you think I could do it? Could I do it?
Oh
Could I
my
do it?"
God.
Like,
She's like, you can definitely do it.
Anybody can do
Do
it,
it.
really.
Well,
You gotta,
okay.
No,
I-
I don't want to downplay it. That was a mean thing to say. Not
No.
because I tried it. Here's the deal. I'm gonna say
Hey.
Oh,
I-
exclusive.
What?
this. I tried it one night. All right. I was bartending and I used to tell the regulars, the regulars knew that I wasn't going to strip, but like the new people would be like, let me give you some money to get on stage. And like,
It wasn't that. I mean, I've never been in one myself, but it wasn't the night where they're like, let's get our waitress Holly up on
No.
stage. Come
No,
on,
no.
let's get a round of applause.
It wasn't Coyote Ugly.
here's the
Yeah, I was
deal.
gonna say like this is very Coyote.
Here's the deal. The DJ knew that I was going to do this. And to
Yeah.
call last call, I would tell all the creepy dudes who would say stuff like that. I'd be like, well, if you give me $10, and my regulars would like play along.
yeah.
And they'd be like, no, really, if you give her $10, like she'll get up there. And I would get on stage to call last call.
Yeah. Hey guys, last call. Thanks everybody.
And the DJ would like get really into it, and he's like, "Oh, you guys have been waiting for it all night. Your bartender Holly is coming
Oh,
up on
yeah.
the stage."
She's my
Yeah.
cherry pie. Last call, everybody.
Last call. And I would just stand there and I'd be like, "All right, it's last call. Please close your tabs. If you're too
That's
drunk,
amazing.
please don't drive home. I
For
also
our
probably
last-
have your keys."
For our last person on stage, we have Holly and
Go
So-
home. She says.
"Please get the fuck out of my bar." And then there was I don't
Oh.
like that. I don't like that. first of all. And then there was one night that I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. And all the girls were like, you should do it. Like, just try it once, blah, blah, blah. And I think they wanted, like, on a real note, like, I think they wanted me to understand, like, how hard their job really is.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
let me tell you, if you think guys are creepy when you're a stand-up comedian, the stuff they have to deal with.
oh yeah,
I literally was on stage for 2 minutes and kicked a guy in the face. That's what happened.
Sure.
I didn't even get like naked because I was just like, "You're disgusting." And then I was.
What song did you pick?
lumberjack.
Rammstein.
I did She Rides.
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
It's a Danzig
Yeah.
classic.
Mhm.
Oh wow, you
I
didn't
did
do
She Rides.
"Fuck You Like an Animal" from
That was taken Chris.
Close.
I know. Of course it was, because that's like
So here was the thing: is I respected the girls like a lot, and they would often. So the owner of the place I worked at was a creepo, and he would sometimes have bands come and play.
No.
And then make them dance that, and they'd be like, "This is like an art form. Like I
Mhm.
have a set list that I do,
Like
and
drag.
you're
It was-
ruining
yes.
okay. You
Mhm.
say that. I remember when they were asking local
Yeah.
bands to come and play
the
that
girls
place.
hated it. The
And
girls
And
hated
I
it.
remember Billy got an email, and he's like, "Yeah, the people from that topless joint up in Moriarty
The
want us to
203,
come out
yeah.
there and play." And I was like, "I would not." Do
I will
that.
Don't
tell
do
you, the girls hated it to the point where they were crying to the owner,
Oh.
and he didn't
No.
care
I hate
because
that.
it made him more
And,
money.
and then have
Ooh,
you
I
guys
hate
watched that Vice video about that
Oh,
place?
it's terrible.
No, but
Oh
if you have
man,
a Vice
yeah.
video about your place, it's either because you've like disrupted something amazing, or more
Yeah.
likely because you're a nightmare person.
there you go.
Oh no, it was
It was bad.
terrible. It was like the weirdest, but I will tell you, I made a lot of money. Made a lot.
I don't even think it's open anymore. It's
no,
done,
it's
right?
not. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
A lot of really. You want to talk about ghost hunting, Kelly?
Oh, I believe it. That's a sad ghost hunting.
I don't know. I would run into one of my favorite. He was like a maintenance man. He died in the motel.
Whoa.
Just of like old age. He didn't die of like
Still, yeah.
anything sad. But I would love to go back and see Gordon. Honestly,
Speaking,
I kind of sorry.
go ahead. No. I'm gonna transition some shit, but you go ahead.
I just kind of love when there's like ghosts who die of old age because they just decided they were like, yeah, I'm just probably gonna hang around.
I just
see
like
what's
it
up.
here.
Just you know,
Yeah.
it seems chill. I'm gonna
I just
stay.
am very
I'm vibing
habit based. And
Yeah.
why would
I
I
got my routine.
start something new
it's, you
just
know.
because I'm dead?
I don't like change.
I don't want to go to the other side. No, thanks.
I'm good.
No, but I mean, we had a real big abrupt like death on, was it Friday? Like Taylor Hawkins died.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you read anything about it? Like what they found?
I
They
guess
haven't
it was drug related.
No,
The
they-
Colombian officials are saying that
They found
Really?
10,
Yeah.
10 substances.
Colombian.
Okay.
Well, they found 10 substances in his body, and his heart was twice the weight of a normal man's
Yikes.
heart.
Yeah.
That's not good.
And I'm like, how?
Love too much.
Yeah.
He just was too kind.
Well, I'm like 47, so when someone dies close to my age, I'm always like,
I better look into that.
What was it for?
no, I'm always like, oh, please be drugs or something. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
yeah.
The only story I read about that death was like, I think meant to be uplifting, but was like the most heartbreaking thing
Yeah.
ever. It was like, oh, like a 13-year-old young fan and her mom, like she's a Colombian drummer. She like set up her drum set outside of his hotel and like played covers all day. And he came out and like before the show, and he came out and took a picture with her, and then they
That's
went to the
cute.
show, and then they found out he died, and it's like,
Oh
my God.
Oh god,
that's
that
the
girl is
worst.
probably like.
She'll forget that soon.
oh yeah,
that
not gonna
won't
be a
stay-
scarring
yeah, that won't stay
experience.
with
No
You
one
know-
remembers anything from the childhood.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to talk about another death. So, like, I find
Is this Razor Ramon's got on?
no.
Oh.
I okay. Bob Saget died like
Yeah.
a while ago, and people. So I find it disturbing how many people are like, we need to know the answers. After his wife and children were like, we
Right.
don't want to hear about it. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want it in the news, and people won't let it go. And I guess it came out this week that like he had coronavirus and he wasn't
Oh, I
feeling
didn't know
well,
that. Oh.
and he like was falling down, like his
Well, they-
hearing.
well,
It
they
was
said-
like long
Yeah.
COVID.
term.
But he like hit his
COVID.
head, right?
Yeah, he hit
Yeah.
his head like on the airplane or something like
Oh.
that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't that the same thing that happened to the guy that Billy Mays? Like,
I don't know.
No, Billy Mays, his heart exploded.
Yeah, like legit.
Good.
It was
Just
made of oxy. Like,
it was just ox.
I mean, are you
oxy
saying
something.
Billy Mays was on cocaine?
can you believe it?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Billy Mays lived on caps lock his whole life. Billy Mays here.
The reason I want to bring it up is like I'm very into true crime,
Mhm.
totally
Sure.
into it. Think it's great, but I think there's like a time and a place. I
Right.
think like looking for justice for a victim is a lot different than having some kind of weird obsession with like a famous person
Mhm.
who died.
Yeah.
And being like, I want to Dr. G this kind of shit. And if you don't know who Dr. G is,
Oh,
you're-
yeah.
I don't.
Oh.
What?
I don't know who that is.
she
Dr. Georgia O'Keefe.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't. I'm not a true crime person.
She was so she did.
I know.
She's
Oh.
like a coroner, and she like does autopsies and stuff. But
Mm.
she'll like talk
All
about
right, I do
like
know who that
what
person
the
is.
causes of death are and stuff like that. Thank you.
I have seen that. Like, my mom is a true crime person.
Yeah.
I've seen that later.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I just think it's weird when people like even the Brittany Murphy thing.
Oh, Brittany Murphy's
Oh.
one is like always like,
and
Like, let it go.
they just keep making specials about it. I'm like, here's
Why?
the deal, guys. She had a cold. She mixed some medications that she shouldn't have, and then she died. And then
In
her
the
husband
shower.
did the same
mhm.
thing. It's not anything weird about her mom. It's not anything.
I don't think it's anything weird about her mom, but that husband kind of
that
was
husband was
creepy.
Yeah,
a little
that's-
creepy,
yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't think we need to do that. Especially when Bob Saget's wife, who loved him very much,
Yeah.
and his daughters, who obviously loved him
DJ,
very much.
Michelle.
Yeah, and Stephanie, my sworn nemesis, Stephanie Tanner.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys know that story, but like my dad.
Jodie
once-
Sweetin?
Yeah, I hate Jodie Sweetin.
Sure. Well, she went
She's
through a
my-
rough time, so.
Well,
Oh, when she did Pants Off, Dance Off.
when I was a kid and Stephanie Tanner was a thing, I one time asked my dad if I was cute. And he said that I wasn't Jodie Sweetin cute as
Oh.
like a joke.
Oh.
And ever since then, it stuck with me to the point where when Jodie Sweetin had her drug problem,
What?
I
When did this
called
happen?
my dad, and he was living in Germany at the time, and I like counted down the minutes until I could call my dad when he would wake up in German
Oh.
time. I was like, "Hey, Jodie Sweetin's a meth head. Am I still not Jodie Sweetin cute?" Click.
And
I celebrated
and
it
he
just
hung
a
up.
little
And
bit.
he
No,
hung
I
up, and he
hung
went.
up.
He hung up, and he was like, "No, no, no."
He's like, "No, she's
No, I'm just kidding.
Jodie Sweetin's still pretty cute." But yeah. So I hate Jodie Sweetin, and even though I hate Jodie Sweetin, we need to respect her
Uh-huh.
wishes about her dad, Danny Tanner.
I'm sorry to make a
Exactly.
joke about that too. 'Cause
No,
it
no,
really
no,
is sad.
but-
It's
no,
a mature
no.
hatred. That's
But that's
good.
what we do. We make jokes. We make jokes because we love.
Yeah, well, and that's coping mechanisms
Yeah.
also. But
And she
I
did
don't know.
Pants Off, Dance Off.
She did. I never watched it.
It was not good.
Well, good.
It
I'm
was a
glad to hear
weird
that.
Canadian thing that just happens to be in our lexicon.
I'm glad to
And
hear
then
that.
people do that thing where they go, "Oh yeah, that did happen, didn't it?" And you're like, "Yep." And they go, "All right." That's one of the like it's like you see all these things that come out like Paramount Plus. Like I can scroll through Paramount Plus and I'm like, "Oh fuck, wow."
Oh my God.
Ugh.
So we celebrated Kurt's birthday on Friday, and we were like going through Paramount Plus and all their old Nickelodeon things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have like Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Mhm.
They
Great.
have the Double Dare. The new one kind of sucks, but they have the old
there's
Double Dare.
Mhm.
there's a new one.
Yeah, Paramount Plus.
Is what's his name the host?
no,
No.
it's
Wait,
He's
who-
moved on.
Mark Summers.
Mark Summers.
Yeah,
Who's
it's not
the
Mark
host?
Summers.
There was a new
It's-
boy.
She's a girl.
Oh, it's a girl.
And,
It's a new.
She's awesome, but we put on Salute Your Shorts because
Okay.
Hamster had never seen it.
Donkey Lips.
I've never seen
Donkey
it.
Lips. And he was like, why are you calling him Donkey Lips? Because like the opening thing, he's like, that doesn't seem very nice. And we were like, oh, sweetie. It was the 90s,
Butt
and
Nick.
that's what his nickname
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
show was, okay?
Well,
It's based on a book.
yeah.
Yes.
What I love is that like they did Double Dare, and they're like, let's hire the guy who hates filth, who hates like
The most OCD man.
OCD, like germaphobe guy. Let's put him in this situation, and it'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
To all of us.
So, okay, if it's all the Nickelodeon stuff, does that mean that it's all the
Yeah.
like the N stuff too? Like, I know Degrassi just moved to HBO
Oh,
Max,
I saw that. I
I
saw that
don't
with the one
know.
with
but I,
Drake.
I need some like South of Nowhere.
So they have
some,
Clarissa.
like, Radio
Yeah,
Free
yeah.
Roscoe.
They have Clarissa Explains It All.
Cool.
They have Rocco's Modern Life,
Yeah.
All Real
Great.
Monsters.
Great.
Uh-huh.
I
Beavis
don't
and
know.
Butthead?
I saw they do have Beavis and Butthead.
Perfect.
They have Red and Stimpy,
Yeah.
obviously.
Which that's
Oh,
a
have you
little-
seen that documentary?
Yeah, I've not.
The documentary is
It is
like
so
a
fun
real-
at first, and then it ends so like
Is it dark?
it's extremely dark. It's
I need to
it's
Yeah, because
awful.
the guy that did it,
John
like,
Kay is
fucked
a
up.
monster.
Yeah.
Oh.
It takes a real turn.
Well, here's another one. Like I was on Paramount Plus, and they had Jackass, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna watch.
We watched that for Kurt's birthday. That's why
All
we
right.
were on.
I'm gonna watch the
Paramount
TV show, and all of a sudden there's the disclaimer, and then there's a new disclaimer, and they're all some of the things that happen in this show do not meet societal norms nowadays. And I'm like,
Oh.
Woo!
whoa.
Well, there are some things that you're like, oh.
I'm trying to think like what it would be though. I was trying to I was watching them, and I was like, what did they do that was like fucked up nowadays? I mean, it's all fucked up, but like.
I think
Yeah,
they made a
yeah, I'm
lot
like,
of
I don't even know.
homophobic things.
I think
though.
there's a lot of that.
Oh, is
Yeah.
there?
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
I
but,
mean, I haven't watched the TV show in like
Yeah.
fucking 20 years.
It's
I
not like when they're
enjoyed-
riding around on wild animals
Yeah.
and pretending to hump them. Like what
I mean, also
Yeah.
that.
no, that's still funny. That's, that's still
I-
good.
Yeah.
Y'all, I hope that fucking animal bites your
So,
ass.
so Kurt, so we were all watching Jackass Forever because Kurt and Hamster decided that was the best way to celebrate Kurt Fletcher's birthday.
That's true.
And my favorite part was
Oh.
when Johnny Knoxville is like, we're going to get this snake handler to come in here and
Yes.
show them a rattlesnake. And then
Yes.
we're going to turn the lights
No,
off.
no. Hold on, stop. You're doing it wrong. So he tells them, I'm going to take a cookie off a rattlesnake's head.
Oh, yeah. He did.
And then you guys are going to be in the peanut gallery,
Yeah.
right?
So
And
there were
they're-
two in each room.
Yeah. And so they're like, cool, we don't have to be in this stunt. Like, they're like,
Yeah.
total.
Yeah.
And then they bring a rattlesnake in. They show them the rattlesnake. They put it
switch
on the floor,
bucket.
put it back in, and then they're like, all right, we'll do this here in a little while. So then they come back in the room and they switch out the rattlesnake's container so it's not in there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Oh,
I agree.
God.
This is my favorite one as well. So then they bring them in, and they called this one "Silence of the Lambs."
Oh,
Okay.
my
So they bring them
God.
in two at a time, and then like they're like, "Why are we the first two people coming in here?" All of a sudden, everyone runs out of the room and shuts the door,
And the lights go
go off.
down.
and they're like, "What the
Oh,
fuck?"
my God.
And they're
And
like
then,
cattle
like,
prodding them in the dark.
oh, my God. And then they'll find a door.
Uh-huh.
And they're like excited because
Yeah.
they found the door, but then there's like pots hanging and all this stuff, and it's like
mouse
dark.
traps,
Mouse traps.
tacks.
Oh my god.
So
But-
we're watching this, and I was like dying laughing.
That's the best. That's the
And-
best part of that movie.
So Kurt and I like to fuck with each other like a lot, and I was like, "Oh my God, Kurt, like we need to go on tour," and he was like, "Why?" So you can like
Do this to me.
do this. And I was like, I mean, it would be dreams
Yeah.
for me if I could fuck with you that bad. Because here's the thing, I'm gonna say this because I'm still celebrating Kurt's birthday. Kurt is very easily scared. Sure.
Oh, good.
And
Nice to
his
know. Good
balls are really sensitive.
Well, I've watched
Well,
a man threaten his balls, so I've seen the.
So here's what happened.
all
I'm-
balls are
I,
sensitive.
no. Here's the thing. Like
Oh.
we've been on tour and he will go over a speed bump in his car and he
Oh.
literally loses it. Like he needs to go to a doctor. But
oh,
There was a time in Albuquerque comedy where like Kevin Baca and some other people, they would flick each other's balls, and I was like, but I'm a girl, can I play that game? And they're like, well, if you're gonna be like respectful about it, sure. So we were playing that game, and I went to flick Kurt in the balls, and he moved, and it went harder than it should have. So then he, to get revenge, went to kick me like in the butt cheek.
Sure.
And I moved, and he kicked me right in the asshole.
Right in it.
Like I think his
like you felt
foot,
it in your throat.
Yeah, like his foot went in. And this is Kurt's favorite story to tell. So I'm gonna get it out of the way because my version is more true than his. Because he's like, Holly straight up just kicked me in the ball sack, and that's not a thing. That's not what happened.
You flicked him.
I flicked him.
But you got a solid hit.
Oh, it was.
Which I don't know, man. I'm gonna defer to Smiley on this.
What is it?
I don't know if a solid hit is worse than a graze.
I don't know. Whatever I did to Kurt, like he doubled over in pain and like couldn't get up for a solid minute. And then I called him dramatic, and Kevin Baca was like, "This is why we don't let girls do this."
No.
See, I'm gonna have to go on the medical side for this one.
Oh.
A solid kick to your testicles will drive your blood pressure up to a very, very dangerous. Actually, no one over the age of 40 should happen to them.
Well, and it'll make you.
Because you can get a stroke or a heart attack.
Holy moly! What?
When it happens too, though,
I got to learn that in my EMT training.
Here's why I say the graze may be worse than the solid. So the graze hurts in your nuts. If you give a good solid kick in the nuts, it doesn't hurt in the nuts. It hurts. It hurts into you. Yeah. And you can throw up.
Also,
you can barf.
One of the super funny
I need
things,
to know this stuff because now I have a son. So before I just thought this stuff was funny, and I feel like I'm getting punished for all of my horrible things that I have done to men. That the universe is like.
So the graze is like this. It'll happen like someone will pop graze it, and you're like, "Did you just hit me in the?" It's a delayed. It's a delayed weird. But if you get kicked square in the nuts, it immediately hurts in your stomach.
Ew.
This is the funny science behind that.
But your body ball is real.
Your body is so protective of that.
I'm gonna say no.
That it actually goes to where your balls were originally at. Yeah. So like up here where your ovaries would be, and it's all danger. So it hurts here before it hurts here.
I didn't realize that the balls dropping thing was like a real thing. I thought it was just like a fucked up thing men say to each other. And then I had a son, and I was like, oh no, like he totally has a ball sack. See, like this is totally like they, and then they dropped ish, or like they changed. I think when they get older, it drops. Yeah, you gotta give them like 12 more years.
Well, when you get old, they go down your knees.
No, but even when they're first born, like the sack changes, and I was like, oh, I don't like that. Like,
you're gonna tell him stories about a sack when he was a baby?
Well, I mean,
you should.
I'm gonna tell him how much poop gets stuck under there. Like, ugh.
No, don't be cliche. That's what every mom says that.
Well, because you know what? We're surprised. That's.
I don't know. Should we end on that? That's too much knowledge. I don't know. I want to thank Sarah and Kelly for coming on. I'm excited. We're all excited for your comedy club.
Yeah.
We're releasing Indiegogo stuff tomorrow. If anybody wants to support it all, awesome. It's also great to support by just coming to shows.
Yeah.
Which on May 8th we have Eddie Pepitone and JT Habersat.
Oh, is that at Andaluz?
Yeah.
And JT Habersat is
so funny.
So good. You will not regret that show at all.
They're both awesome.
Like Pepitone, Habersat.
Right. Yeah.
I'm definitely going to try and get a babysitter for that.
Exciting, yeah. It's again, and you know what? And it's in my hood, man. I really enjoy.
Plus, Andaluz, I used to run a show in that room, and it is the best room you can have comedy in until the comedy club opens.
I just love that, like, new artistic, cool stuff's going in. No Starbucks.
Yeah.
Did you see?
What's also going to be a Starbucks? I'm just
Did you see that they tore out all these tennis courts over here?
What?
Yeah, they're gone.
What's up with
Are they
that?
putting a Starbucks in there?
It's
No,
going to
Dutch
be a
Brothers.
Starbucks.
No.
No. So like I'm sitting here like in my house and I hear beep, 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 clunk, and I'm like all day long. And I'm like, what in the fuck is happening? So finally, like I go to drive to Sonic to get an ocean water.
Mhm.
And I'm
Like
like,
you do.
oh my God, all the tennis courts are gone. They've tore them all out. So then I go on the computer and I'm like, what's going on in my neighborhood? And I find out that the Borealis Community Center has gotten a $1.5 million restoration thing. So they're going to tear out this entire park over here
Oh,
and put a new park in.
I love that though.
Nice.
Yeah.
that's great. That's way better than a Starbucks.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
did you, but like, here's my thing with it. Like you had tennis courts. Borealis doesn't seem like a tennis court neighborhood. So hopefully something else cooler goes in there. I will tell you this.
But especially not like 4 back-to-back tennis courts. I
Yeah.
don't think you need that many.
Yeah. They had I'll tell you what it is, what neighborhood it is. And it took me forever to figure this out. I kept seeing like, there's like a racquetball courts over there by the community center. And those fucking things get used not for racquetball.
No.
I would see like 8 dudes over there all the time. And I'm like, what are people playing over there? Handball.
Handball. Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
is a handball fucking neighborhood,
Mhm.
man. People will, like 8 people will be in there at any day of the week fucking playing handball. And I'd never even heard of it.
I played basketball at the community center over here when I was little,
Really?
and I was so bad at it that my own teammates would steal the ball from me.
Wow.
Yay! And then also the park across the street, we had a corporate like fun day for my dad at
Yeah.
Costco,
Oh,
and they hired a magician, and the magician almost cut my dad's head off, and I will never forgive him.
wow.
So
I'll think of that every time I look at it. I know somebody almost got their head cut off over there, bro.
I have some emotional connection to
Holly
this
Ann
neighborhood.
Holly Ann goes
Downtown
back
is
to-
dangerous, you
It
know.
is. Oh yeah,
So
totally.
magicians
Well-
everywhere.
So like I like this new thing like where founders exist, right? And like all these people are finding out about it. So Billy and I are walking down Central the other day, and you see like well-dressed people, and they're like walking around by the El Rey, and they're like looking around, and then they like walk over to Inside Out because like Inside Out's open, and there's like an emo show going. And I'm like, they're definitely looking for founders. So then we're in founders like buying beer, and then of course they come in and they're like, oh, we're here. And I'm
Oh,
like,
wait, whatever.
yeah. And I just laugh. I'm like, I love that these like just normals are just like rolling around here trying to like hang out downtown. You might get cut.
I
It's
hate
dangerous.
normies.
Dude,
How
you
they
guys do as
roll
well.
around.
Don't be coming to my neighborhood. But anyway, hopefully they'll
rolling.
come to the comedy club now. So
Yeah, they can come.
yeah.
Everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
Eat at Oni, drink at Red Door,
Eat it, Oni, drink a Red Door.
come see some jokes at Dry Heat.
Is Oni like doing something for you guys?
We'll talk about it. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple other places to eat too. I mean, Red Door actually has good food
Mhm.
too, so it's
They
not
do
like
those
we're.
cheese curds.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
It's like I'm lactose intolerant. Glub glub glub.
Oh, I'll eat them.
Oh.
Kelly and I, our thing that we do is that we order a Caesar salad, but instead of croutons, get cheese curds.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god!
I like
You
it.
guys
It's like
are
Caesar salad.
It's
genius.
yes.
I like your thinking there.
A Caesar with some cheesers.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
You
everybody
feel
in her
healthy,
life,
but it's not.
everybody in the world needs friends like Kelly and Sarah who come up with these things.
Yeah. I like that.
Like and subscribe for more
Yes.
food hacks.
All right.
Tasty.
Let's get out of here. Thank you guys for coming on the show. Thank you, Smiley. Thank you,
Thank you
Holly
for having
Ann. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yay. We're excited. Go to the comedy club when it opens. When is the
It's in June, but you can go to dryheatcomedyclub.com right now
Yeah.
and see some stuff.
Learn some more
Oh, yeah.
information.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there every day.
Mhm.
Just,
A little bit more information.
I don't know if that helps.
Help your
but-
Go
your
for
your traffic.
your SEO, right?
Oh yeah,
Right?
analytics.
Yeah, your analytics.
That's what it is.
That's life. Analytics are life. Analytics, and networking.
Yes.
Mhm.
So yeah, thank you guys for coming on. We're glad you guys all listened. Thank you for being here with us on a Sunday night. We know there's a lot. We know the Oscars are going on. You could have done that instead, but whatever. But with that, we
We
are
are
10
drink
Minimum.
Um,
Montauk.